and maybe post something on Twitter.
That's what I'm doing right now, too. Oh, no.
Welcome to SonarFeed! Episode 194. We're not finished yet.
We are not finished yet.
We are not finished.
Hello,
yet.
boys.
My beer.
What? We are not finished yet.
It works.
I know. I like
Yeah.
I like we are not finished bed. Hello, boys and girls. Welcome in. This is episode 194 of SonarFeed. We're here tonight to talk a little bit about the playoffs.
Yeah.
The playoffs, the MLS Cup.
Oh my.
That's
Oh
the
my.
Audi
Ooh.
MLS.
Oh yeah.
Audi,
not
yes,
playoffs.
right. Presented by Heineken.
I think it's actually presented by Audi, which is kind
Okay,
of
So the
funny.
Heineken
but the
MLS
supporter
Cup.
culture is supported by sponsored by Heineken.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally, yeah.
I want to make sure I had that right.
They took a photo and put it out. And
Oh, yeah.
had the
Yesterday?
Our culture is not for sale. Yeah.
Was in the photo that they posted.
It's one of the better. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, at the very bottom, at the very bottom of it.
Dom's 2-pole, I think it is.
Yeah.
They are
It's
really.
it's actually like dead in front of the photo. I'm
Wow.
Like, y'all weren't even reading.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome. I love it. So tonight we'll talk about all those fun little things. We got some stories of a gentleman who foolishly or awesomely, both, all the above, drove, 4,000 miles
Yeah, I think it's 2,800, 600, something like
Each
that.
way?
total.
Yeah.
1,400 each way in 20
Give it
hours.
to me, it's just over 69,000.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's at 71.6
Wow.
or 71.8.
So 2,800 or so. Okay, yeah.
Give or
And
take.
about 40 hours worth of driving, though, right?
Yeah.
20-ish hours each way?
Yeah, it's I think we got there in like 18 and a half or so.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Did you stop much? We can talk about that in a minute, I
not
guess.
really,
but
but
kind
we'll
of
talk
straight
about
through.
it. Yeah.
And it was just you and Beth?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
You stopped in Bozeman?
We did. We
Oh, we
overnight.
spent one night on the way out.
Yeah.
Not the way home.
I like
Random
Bozeman.
motel?
Actually, a pretty good Holiday Inn,
Really?
but not even a Holiday
Not even
Inn
Airbnb
Express.
or anything?
No, just kind of pick something out online.
Tell
Yeah.
Holiday Inn.
Say what?
Damn, you could have sworn we practiced that.
That was awesome. I love it. You watched the game here.
Yes,
At
with
the
my
Berliner.
pops and everybody that was here.
You watched it with a
Pops,
bunch of
yeah.
friends
boys.
and family,
No boys,
kind
man.
of, or Sounders family.
Lots
up,
of
in, up in
boys.
Ballard.
Yeah, that worked well.
I drove around Capitol Hill and all over Seattle, driving people around listening to the game. So
Taking the essence of Seattle,
yes,
baby. Let's
exactly.
go.
So it's kind of a fun little mix of all different stories.
Yeah.
You two went last night to watch the boys come home. I'll come
Yeah.
home, which
that
is
was
cool.
the greatest decision I made.
Yeah, you took good pictures.
No, I took 3 pictures. None of them were good.
I got a couple photos of you doing your thing.
Some of those were
And that
good.
I'm
video,
excited for when Dave learns to just take a compliment and go with it.
well,
That
we'll
may
work on
happen
that.
eventually.
Maybe.
Maybe
one day.
by the time I turn 50.
Maybe one day.
So next year.
Oh, wow.
Shots fired.
That was Mark
Shots
off
fired.
mic saying next year when you turn 50. I didn't. You look really good for
Damn.
50.
Shots fired.
I got less grade than you do,
You
Logan.
do, I know.
I had so many
Damn.
jokes not appropriate for
Yeah.
this hour.
This hour, yeah, we'll
It's
wait
like
for
watching-
later.
It's like watching that video game from the 80s, the
Pong? Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
doing.
So anyway,
Yes. The beer is epic, man.
Yes, Hugo and I were at the
Yeah.
the plane arrival.
Good.
Yes.
And so, see, we'll kind of go into that. A lot of stuff to talk about here tonight. The team, where they're at, how they're playing. Wednesday night, ECS is actually throwing an official-ish watch party at
you know,
AC,
it's-
which
it's
is kind
more
of
a,
cool.
Like, await your opponent. viewing.
Exactly. We've
Hang
all
out with your friends and celebrate making MLS Cup final.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, hashtag thanks Grey Cup.
Great cup. Yeah, thanks.
Oh,
Great
Canada.
cup.
The OK Cup. But
Yeah.
so now we have 13 to 12 days left-ish to wait for the game, and we have like 2 more days left. Basically, right now, in 2 days, we'll know
That's
where we're
crazy.
playing, whether we're playing in Seattle or we're playing in Toronto. So there's a lot of like up in the air kind of waiting. If you want to drive to Toronto, I'd go and start driving now because it's roughly 40-ish,
Dude.
41
Yeah.
hours of driving, which
I
is
will
longer
buy-
than your entire trip.
I will buy
back
a beer
there.
to whoever does that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Fly
don't do
to
that.
like
Detroit.
I don't know any state east of Montana.
Yeah, like
Cleveland.
and then
Chicago,
drive.
Denver.
Chicago, Minneapolis.
Because
That's
Chicago,
fun.
you can get cheap
Buffalo?
flights if you
Yeah.
go to even
Cleveland?
Newark. If you go to Newark, you can get
Yeah.
a cheap flight sometimes,
I actually flying to New York and then taking a bus or something up
Yeah.
is a super good idea.
or
Yeah.
you can drive it in like 6 to 8 hours. So it's a good drive
All
from
right.
New York. But
Raise
there's a
hands.
million little.
Who is going to make a realistic effort to go?
Wait, no, we're realistic or going?
Like going.
Going.
I mean, probably.
Well, I'm going the
Mark.
13 miles from my house to CenturyLink is when I'm going.
I mean, I'm with you.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I'm with him.
Well,
Yes.
you're
Let's just
wait.
stick
You're
with
not
that.
13 miles away from the stadium now, so let's be
Yeah,
honest.
I just
That'd be a
go
little
outside.
tough.
Steps.
Yeah,
Is it even that many?
maybe not. Depends on how
To the
drunk you
elevator.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends how drunk you are.
Hey, if you were able to
that would be
bicycle it without sleeping,
Yes.
you'd have to leave right now.
Oh, we have 236 hours to
yeah.
ride
Oh,
your
we checked
bike.
that out?
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
looked it up right now.
I looked up the bike ride.
It is a
There's probably one of those-
2,800-mile drive.
So it's basically the round, the down and back.
Yeah, it is. And so it's a
Give or take.
40-hour-ish, 36 to 40-hour
I
drive.
mean, having driven across the country
Yeah.
to move to Seattle.
Yeah. It's no joke.
It's a long way, and after November, basically,
You're screwed.
every day you take a risk with all the passes.
Yep.
So,
And we're just driving across the plains,
Well,
for
yeah.
that matter. If
Yeah.
the storm hits
Well,
the wrong way,
I mean, even coming back. I mean, we'll talk about it later. But coming back overnight and then again in the morning, there were just signs
Nope.
in places
Nope.
where they didn't want any semis.
Yep.
Because the winds were sustained at 40.
Right.
And
God.
gusting at 65 plus.
Yeah. That's hard. Yeah. That's hard.
Your
in-
little car's like.
Yeah.
I'd be holding on to whatever.
Yeah.
Like no.
Yeah. So we'll definitely hope for Montreal to win. We're all putting on our blues, right? Right now for this
I mean,
week.
we're not really rooting for Montreal. We're rooting for Toronto.
we're rooting
to
for a home
lose.
game.
Yeah, we're rooting for a home game. That's a
Yeah.
great. Yeah, exactly.
Lose
That's what
Toronto,
I want.
Lose Toronto. Lose.
I'm really just rooting to be able to say, "Move Bush, get out the way."
That's a
One of my favorite keeper
ever
chants.
Yes.
chants. I
Yes.
agree. That's a good
Yes.
one. I like that one.
So I know
Oh.
Heather and a few others are
Definitely
pretty
not.
keen on that.
That's good.
So
that's what's coming up. So Wednesday night's a big night to decide.
night.
So ECS has said they'll have
Big.
tickets up
yeah,
within the
game's
hour.
supposed to end. So it's-
7-ish.
Is it Fox?
Yeah, so
Or
it's
is it
4:30
Fox?
or 4:20.
So figure it's 4:20, 4:30. So anyway, so
4:20.
4:20.
Comment.
So call it 6:30, give or take. So by 7:30 ish,
7:38.
we'll have our tickets live. We're just working on some details, and again, we'll talk about this a little later.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've committed to within an hour.
Yeah.
Of the end.
Perfect. So that means
and we have
Does
tickets.
Dylan know?
No matter. Yeah, we have tickets. No matter. In fact, we did confirm this without talking with Dylan. So
That's
in
awesome.
fact, I think we told Dylan, FYI,
Yeah.
this is what's happening. No,
That's awesome.
we're working on some details there.
Cool.
But we'll have tickets home or away.
Yep.
We don't know what the numbers. We have vague sense of the numbers, is what I'll say.
John just had the best ever alternate title name. If you read your chat room right now,
Ooh, that is a
alt
good
show
one.
title should be SonarFeed episode 1974 for 194 with a 7 inserted in the middle. That is absolutely
Clutch.
glorious.
If you had a
Clutch.
producer,
I think
Yeah.
he's working on it
Fix
right now.
that.
But oh my god, that is amazing. Sorry, I had to stop that for a minute. That's amazing. So it sounds like, well, I'll be there, of course, in person. We all
One way or
already
the
have
other.
tickets.
Yeah.
But going, we were just talking before the show, and I know we're kind of jumping ahead, but this was like
It's all good.
fresh on our minds.
This is
It's
what
one of those
everybody's
things.
been
It's like
doing all day.
beg, borrow, and steal, and I finally just found my password like 2 minutes before the show
Nice.
for my Alaska Airlines account, and I have enough miles
find your
to
passport?
fly. I do. That I know where it always
Excellent.
is. Yeah, so I've got still like 4 or
Is
5
it
more
valid?
years.
Yeah, there
4
you
or 5
go.
more years at least.
Nice.
Because I had to get a Brazil visa,
yeah.
and so I had to have a new one.
We're not sure if Mark's allowed to fly into Canada or not.
No, but
'Cause
probably
he was
not.
just there, and there's probably some weird rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
We can only take
so
so much of Mark.
Why do you think I want to drive?
There's probably a rule against the poutine that he ate that's like fermenting in his gut right now.
Seriously.
Being
About bringing
allowed
it back over the border? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
do you guys have any dairy? No.
No. So anyway, so we're gonna go. We're gonna have fun, regardless.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
No matter what.
Yeah.
And it's here or there. So So anyways, and that's
gotta
gonna
get
be.
closer, dude.
Oh, I'm excited.
Get in there.
Let's go.
I listened
Oh, look,
to.
you fixed it. Production value just went up.
Whoa! Look at that. Good
Yeah.
job. Do you want some? What the hell is that? Is that poutine?
That's the poutine he
Oh,
had.
there you go. That's the poutine he had.
Noise.
One of the
I'm not a. I don't know.
I'm excited for when we can just cue those things up onto the screen.
That would be great.
Oh.
You know, he
like
could actually.
the holding.
Yeah.
You know, you could actually.
All
We'll double your salary.
I strongly
Triple.
recommend the hot toddy here.
Hot toddy's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Is it?
Good.
I thought he's it.
have to work
I'm
on
liking
that.
it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, so that's what's going on. We'll
Yeah.
circle back around, but
Yeah.
let's go back. Let's talk.
Oh,
Sounders.
man, your beer should be here.
We
I know it's over here though.
We
No, I
didn't.
like it. Sorry.
Yeah. Because you wanted to drink.
Did you want to drink it?
You already did that like 80 times last show.
We did not.
You're putting DNA in all our beer.
We did not have a show last week.
Yeah.
For the
Correct.
Thanksgiving holiday
Woo, woo, woo.
week. So now we're
Hope
back.
everybody had a good one.
Do you want to talk about Thanksgiving?
We
Yeah,
should.
Let's do it.
Let's do
I
it.
don't want to derail you.
No, it's
but
great. I think it's
seems
great.
like a good idea.
Yeah, let's talk about things other than the Sounders,
Yeah.
and then we'll just do
Yeah.
the next
We'll have time.
hour and a half for Sounders. Yeah.
What was your favorite thing that you ate on Thanksgiving? And it can't be like
Well, I got a good one.
I
Mark,
got
it should be.
Mark,
it
you wanna
should
go
be
first?
not, like you could have had the best turkey ever. Don't make it be the turkey. Like, what was
Poutine.
your favorite thing that you ate?
Oh,
He ate
nice.
poutine.
Nice. Yeah, we saw a lot of
Dave?
We literally already showed that. Like,
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
That's what I ate.
he's looking for more airtime.
What did you eat? Your favorite thing that you ate?
all right, we've got kind of a settled set of stuff that we do, but my wife actually changed up the recipe on the gravy this year, and so
Ooh.
it was a white wine and shallot gravy that she made.
Nice.
Nice
And
call.
it was the best gravy that we've had at our Thanksgiving, and
Wow.
like we're fine tuning everything. By the time we die, we will have perfected our Thanksgiving
Yeah.
meal.
Just hope you eat
because
it before that.
everything we do, like we do roasted Brussels sprouts and roots
Yeah.
that are underneath the bacon wrapped turkey.
Wow.
We do a Edda's cornbread pudding.
Thanks for the invite.
Ooh.
We
Can I go
do
to yours next time?
mashed
Canada.
potatoes with sour
No, yours looked
cream
good,
and
too.
cheese. We do what else? One other dish. Oh, and a cranberry compote.
Ooh, man.
Nice.
And
Good
that's
call.
pretty much what we do.
Oh.
And I do most of the regular cooking, but for like meals like that,
Pineapple
Kristen,
stuffing.
Yeah,
Kristen
I was
clears
just-
the
yeah.
lane,
That sounds good.
and
Oh,
her
that
gravy
sounds
this
good,
year
dude.
was
I'm
just.
getting hungry and I just ate.
I know.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How about you, Hugo?
I had my tia's lomo tostadas, pork loin tostadas.
Did you send us photos of that?
yeah,
I
he
did.
did.
I think
Yeah,
he did.
they
Yeah,
look
yeah.
really good.
Did I get scrubbed from the
You sent
text?
everyone except Dave photos of that.
I got
Damn.
scrubbed
Don't
from the
worry.
mass
If you were
text
following
again.
Ugo
No, there's like
Snapchat.
8 different
You see
types.
all the
Oh,
goods.
yeah.
Yeah.
I opened
No,
up
but
Snapchat twice in my life.
Yeah, I think so.
It's
Me-
my
yeah.
aunt's specialty, man. She makes a mean pork loin and then she slices it up. And
It
they make
looked
a
really
tostada,
yummy.
You know, the crispy flat
yeah.
tortilla, some refried beans, and then you put a couple slices of the pork loin, a little bit of lettuce, queso fresco or queso cotija, and it was just delicious. And that's followed up by tortas ahogadas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drowned.
Boom,
Yeah.
just drowned.
Drowned.
in a-
Oh
in
my
a
god.
nice spicy
What
sauce.
kind of for the torta? What does she use? Is it more of
It
the
wasn't-
traditional
no,
or more here?
No, we can't find it,
You
man.
can't
I know
find it here. I
exactly what
know.
you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Because that one I still had Leon is still the best
Yeah.
torta I've ever had in my life.
I have to say, so there's a place I think I talked to you about outside of downtown Portland.
Okay.
So out towards like wine country and
Yeah, yeah,
whatnot.
okay.
So if you're on, I forget which highway it's on, but if you're heading out to like McMinnville and
Sure.
that area, there's a spot near like a drive-in movie theater. It's on the, I guess it's probably the eastbound side of the road. I have to look it up, and they have their own bakery and everything, and they've got some stuff that's pretty legit.
Yeah.
Like the bread.
Yeah.
'Cause that
Super
bread
crispy
is
on
so
the
crispy.
outside.
Yes,
Different thing.
and super soft
Super
inside.
salty too. They
Yeah.
have this salt on the top.
But then the inside is so moist and
oh,
soft, and you
yeah.
get all the ingredients in there, and it just makes
Yeah.
it like
Oh, dude,
perfect.
chills thinking about
I know,
that.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you eat? was
For
your dish?
Thanksgiving, so we always do turkey, obviously. I mean, that's one of our different things, and we do a green bean kind of dish. We do a sweet potato dish. We do mashed potatoes. That's my usual. I'm the mashed potato
What's your
guy.
favorite?
I like the leftovers, to be quite honest with you. So for me, it's getting that potato roll afterwards, and then you layer it with sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, stuffing, cranberries.
All in a little roll.
Oh yeah, cheddar cheese and turkey, and then you cook it. And it literally, my daughter always goes, "It's my Dagwood sandwich." Which, how many here people know what Dagwood is? Does anyone know what Dagwood is?
Only because 3 of us are old.
Old, right? Yeah.
I don't.
Dagwood was an old
good
Blondie.
they're not-
It was a cartoon, like a comic strip.
Okay.
Blondie, and he used to eat a Dagwood sandwich, which was like just a huge pile of everything. So my favorite is actually like I'll eat dinner, right? That's cool, but then I want like leftover time. So we actually ate earlier this year, which was nice. So the leftovers came earlier, which was super nice. So yeah, that was mine.
Nice, man.
Tom?
That's pretty good. I had a couple pretty good things. I had a Brussels sprouts that were not just cut in half and put in bacon kind of thing.
Yeah.
They were more just chopped up and made into almost like a light salad. That was pretty fantastic. Like it went just perfectly with cranberries
That's awesome,
and
yeah.
turkey and all
Yep.
that. Other than that, I made hadn't had pecan pie in years.
Ooh.
And I'm a huge fan. And people don't really make it out here.
No,
that
you're
I
right, they
know.
don't.
And I made 2.
See, but I'm not a big pecan
Which was an experience
fan.
in remembering how much sugar goes into pecan
Yeah.
pie. Like I actually
And then add
used,
more.
like
And then add more.
containers of
Exactly.
things.
Wow.
But I was really happy because I hadn't made one in years, and it came out well. And I've still got one at home that I want to eat right now. But those Brussels sprouts were kind of the jam.
That's
Nice.
cool, yeah. Because we do
Nice.
Brussels
Yeah,
sprouts with bacon and all that good stuff.
Do you have parsnips in it?
Kristen usually does it, so I don't know.
Roast your parsnips.
Okay, she usually does it. So
in your roasted Brussels sprout carrot dish.
Yeah.
Parsnips are great, but
Interesting.
you got to get it at like 450, and you got to get that
This has
caramelization.
been one of the best conversations we've had all
So
year.
I can big on that. We did.
Yeah.
Our host made dessert, and it was it was like a berry crumble, and I kind of wanted her to just make the crumble like 80% more of that. Like I wanted like a thin layer of berries, almost like jam, on the crumble top. Like the crumble top we had was so perfect.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, dude. It sounds
So
delicious.
anyway.
Yeah.
Well, we did pumpkin pie, of course, for dessert, right, as usual. But it's my son's birthday today.
Oh,
so we did.
Happy birthday to
Oh, I need to get him some Legos.
Someday you'll
Yeah.
see
And
this.
you some
Someday
whiskey
you'll
for
see
his
this.
birthday.
Carb
Yeah.
loading for like 6 days at this point. Right?
So we always celebrate with the family that are not nearby on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, just because it makes it easy. When he gets older, if he wants to split it up, we will. But right now, it's just easier to do it,
Yeah.
and he likes kind of having that center of attention
Yeah.
moment when there's like 20 people in the house, kind of thing.
yeah.
So I know, hard to believe. So we did a Oreo ice cream cake for him. So we had Oreo ice cream cake and pumpkin pie for dessert. It was pretty good. Yeah,
Winning. He's
yeah,
definitely
pretty much winning. Yeah. So
That's been the food hour on
yeah,
SonarFeed.
exactly.
You guys,
So-
you guys watch any soccer lately?
Soccer? No, I didn't.
I know you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night Club America beat Guadalajara.
Done. You're done. You're done. This is as close to a red card as I have. You're out of here.
Was it 7-1?
Unbelievable.
I don't know.
It was
No, it
not
wasn't 7-1.
7-0.
No.
Unbelievable.
It was 1-0, I think, wasn't it?
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I was not going to say anything about Michigan. I was not going to say anything about Michigan, but there you go.
We're actually going to do like a 20-minute
Glad they fucking lost.
segment on
This
Michigan.
guy.
Yeah, see, it was 1-0. The game
Oh.
the game ended at 6:02 yesterday. I have it right there if you want to see it.
He's still got the alert on his phone.
I'm going to pull out my favorite Michigan meme or meme. how it's said in Spanish.
The poor people who
Meme.
come to the German bar just for the food and the beer and get to hear like you
Damn.
go livid about Mexican soccer.
You guys.
And then,
We
yes,
like our friends.
Michigan lost to Ohio State, which was pretty devastating on Saturday morning. I'm not going to lie. It was kind of a...
Go Dogs.
It was a...
Go Dogs.
who cares about the Dogs? But
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Michigan loss is very good for.
no, it was huge. It was well, either way, it was going to do well for you.
I
Either
was
way.
sincerely rooting for Meteor.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
yeah,
game.
that's fine.
That'd be
And yeah, we should probably talk about the Apple Cup. For
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, but first,
Yeah.
before we go there, I want to just say
Yeah.
one thing about the Michigan game. Michigan lost, obviously, which sucks.
No.
For me, it sucks.
Harbaugh.
But there were people online who
Harbaugh.
do steeping. Harbaugh was a dick. It made me mad. He that was bad.
He's
that was
bad.
bad.
He's always been bad.
No, that was bad though. However, then today there was a terrorist attack on Ohio State.
Yeah.
And there was 99.9% of the Michigan fans were good, and then there was like that, of course, that
Who were like-
0.01%. You know, ha
Pay-
ha
that
ha,
was
they deserved
payback.
it. It's like,
Yeah.
so don't cross that. Don't
You know
cross
who-
those streams, please.
To get
Don't.
all kind of cool after that really depressing moment.
Yeah.
Justin Miram,
Yep.
go blue.
Yep.
He's a University of Michigan alum.
Yep.
Iraqi American.
Yep.
Plays for the Columbus Crew.
That's that's right.
So
I forgot about that.
You should follow him.
I should actually. Yes, I will.
Funky little winger out there for the Crew.
Yeah.
Probably their second best player this
He's
season,
pretty good.
behind
Yeah,
Ola
I didn't even
Kamara.
think about that. Yeah.
And he's good enough. He's a regular for the Iraqi national team.
That's cool.
Wow.
'Cause
Son of
we-
immigrants.
We had a trialist come in from University of Michigan
For a while, Pereira.
Pereira, yeah.
He was signed
on
to a
the
deal.
S2, right? S2, wasn't he?
No, that was pre-S2.
Oh, so it was reserved
He was
days.
just like the 29th man on a 29-man
Yeah.
roster.
Yep.
But
That's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, go
I'll
Dogs.
follow him.
Fabio Pereira.
How about that Apple
Justin
Cup, though?
Miram.
How
Okay,
about
so
that
Apple
Apple
Cup.
Cup? Damn, that was a whooping. 20
Wow.
0.
It's really funny because
Whooping.
that game started and you were like, man, they're going to drop 70. And then you're like, or they're just going to pull off the gas and cruise through the rest of the game.
And they came out in the second half, which is when I started watching, and I was like, this is going to get interesting.
Yeah.
Mark, your team still might
Mark,
stumble
Mike.
into the Rose Bowl, though, right?
I hope not. They don't fucking deserve it.
He hopes
I mean,
not. They don't
just
deserve
because they're the worst team in Washington doesn't mean they're not worthy of the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
They might be Central.
it. That would be close.
Well, yeah, that's a
So against
D2
Central,
school, though.
That'd be close.
Does Gonzaga
Just
have a
because you
football
lost to
team?
Eastern and the UW in the same
No,
year.
I actually don't know.
Eastern's pretty
Does
good.
Gonzaga have a football team?
I don't think so.
No,
Could the
Central
Cougars beat
plays
Bellevue?
the D2,
Oh, yeah,
but
okay.
Hey, Mark.
Eastern
could the
plays-
Cougars beat
Oh.
Bellevue?
no, Bellevue pays their players.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh. Damn.
Dave is dropping
Tuition
fire.
for private school.
Yeah, they pay their tuition for private school. All right.
That was really
Have we
fun.
talked about the Clinzy?
No.
Adios, Clinzy.
Should we talk about that
I'm
for a
gonna be
second?
sad. Yeah, might as
You're
well.
sad, right?
I am sad. I am super sad. I like them. I like them a lot.
You're just sad because he's going to become the Mexico.
Realize, like, 3 coaches down the way, which is about 8 months from now,
Maybe 6.
you'll hire
Maybe
Jurgen.
6.
Seriously.
Seriously. He's getting a lot of heat right now.
If Chicharito doesn't start doing anything,
Dude.
then
He only does well in Germany.
and he hasn't scored in like
Oh,
Hey,
he's
hey,
having rough?
it's
Give
like
my
8,
man-
10 games, something
Give
like
him,
that.
give him, he'll come back. He'll come around. He always does.
Anyway,
Wow.
No, but a lot of stuff happening in soccer world, man. A
Yeah,
lot.
I'm fine with Klinsmann going. It was just like Siggy. I thought Siggy
Yeah.
was a great coach for us. Did a good turn. Brought us to the we talked about it already when he was really left, but it was great. I think Klinsmann too. I was excited about Klinsmann coming in.
So it's your fault.
And
well, he
Why is it-
looks
how's it my
at
fault?
things.
What did I do this time?
Love him or not, he looks at things differently when it comes
Yeah.
to establishing who's in the pool.
yes,
Yes.
So now it'll be interesting to see, what are we, 10 years later, Arena? It's a 10, right? 10 years later, Arena, like where his head's at on things.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting, if you read his quotes and you see how even U.S. Soccer is talking about him, I don't think he's coming into this with some expectation that this is like his big step and that's it.
Yeah.
Stopgap.
He's here to like
Stop
right
the bleeding.
ship,
Yep.
and in 18 months there might be another coach. But
Yeah, I think in 2018 after the World Cup,
yeah,
19, I guess 19 technically.
let's
right,
see
whatever,
let's see where we end up. But
Yeah.
I think
Bless you.
he's kind of in it to straighten
Bless
it
you,
out.
sir.
It was not surprising, obviously, at all that they went to Arena. And frankly, like that day, like one of his assistants quit that day.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, well, that's happening.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
you just sort of knew hours before it was ever on TV.
Exactly. And I think it's the right call. I mean, John says here, and we all just said, it's a perfect stopgap coach, right? It's perfect to get us where we need to go.
If you have 8 games to make the World Cup,
Yeah.
you need somebody that has experience
Yeah.
Right.
And who can
knows the players.
One
and the
handles
players
pressure
know them.
and
So
people
your
know who he
choices,
is.
like people were like Porter or Vermees, and I'm like, no,
No,
one,
no.
those two both failed with the Olympics.
Yeah.
So they don't understand international soccer. They're kind of incompetent at it. The only other, like, of all the short lists, the one that kind of surprised me that didn't get a lot of mention was our former coach, Siggy. I kind of expected him to get a little bit of recognition. But maybe the arena train was moving so fast
I
that
think so.
it didn't matter.
Well, like I said, I think it's the right move. I don't know that Siggy would have been the right move. I don't think his head's right yet. Just personally,
I think his head would have been fine. Right? Like,
you think so?
Siggy working with highly talented players that he just go do what you do and be motivated.
I guess
That's fine. Like,
maybe what I'm saying too is that I don't think he's done yet. As far as he wants to coach at the club level.
Yeah.
And
he
wants
makes more
another
money at the U.S. national team level, and
Yep.
it would only be for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And since LAFC is not a year out,
but don't you think you end up with that like NYCFC gig where you hire him the day after MLS Cup this year?
they would have done it already.
You think so?
There's if it's a lock that he's at LAFC,
Yeah.
they do it
They've
right
done it
now.
now.
There's no point for them waiting,
Yeah.
Interesting.
which means he might want to take his pick
Right.
of MLS opportunities right now.
Yeah.
Sandra Sounderani on Twitter. AZ Love Sounders. Will
Yeah,
Arena
yeah.
bring more younger guys consistently in?
No, but I mean-
Roldan? Maybe Roldan?
I mean,
Guatemala.
more? There doesn't necessarily need to be more.
Exactly like that. No, get your hands off
John
my
Brooks,
guy.
Bobby Wood,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought in a lot of
younger and used them.
Klinsmann did.
You know, so it's not about bringing more in, and it's not about bringing more talented in. It's more about the fringe guys. Are they going to be young, new look? I mean,
Right.
Jurgen brought in Jordan Morris when he was just at college because he scored in a scrimmage.
Yeah.
You know, Jurgen's problem wasn't that he didn't look for younger players. Jurgen's problem was that he was a liar and said, "Judge me by these standards," and kept lessening his standards so that he would still be a success.
So he'll be in the cabinet.
That's what
I mean,
true
what?
story.
No political experience. Check. I mean, what else do you need? Confident lying in public.
Check.
All right.
There's no politics in the section. I might as well have politics on SonarFeed.
Well, I think.
Oh yeah, and as John Worthington mentions in the chat, you know, Julian Green. Got
Yeah.
Yeah. Got moved. Yeah.
I don't
Zalala
think
ball.
there's any like lack of kids. There might be lack of all the kids starting every game.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Isn't that like any other team?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our Jurgen segment.
Okay. So let's go now and let's have some fun. Let's.
That's good. That gives us a good
turn
hour to talk.
the ship around and let's talk about the Sounders. So how about them Sounders?
Let's talk about Sounders,
them
baby.
Sounders. Yes.
Let's talk about you.
So
and
I
me.
do recall that the four of us sat outside in September, early September, late August, and we all said, "Hey, are we going to make the playoffs?" There were 6 games left or something like that, I think, at that time, give or take. And I believe it was the two of you that were on the go train. And I know that I was on the it's not likely.
But like
even.
2 weeks earlier, I was on the
No,
train.
exactly. No. And we all
So-
kind of came over to it, but we all had the hope.
Yeah.
So in July, of course, we were at last place, basically, or 9th, 10th place. Worst team. We just lost to Kansas City. I quit my job, which I'm totally taking credit for the Sounders turnaround because I quit my job.
Perfect.
Right.
I mean,
and then
Sacrifice for the team.
Between
welcome.
you and Matt Oak's amazing Facebook rant.
oh my God, that was That
Yes,
was actually
yes.
more that hype there.
Was
that
amazing.
hype was amazing. Mine was just a personal decision.
The Sounder together.
The Sounder together. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was something special.
It was.
So then we
I
go
concur.
through
So
all
here we
of this, and what did he say? That he needed to go, was it 8-1-4 or 8-2-4, something like that? And they went exactly 8-2-4.
It's nuts.
Which is insane.
Insane. In the membrane. Insane
yeah.
in the membrane.
You bring in coach, interim coach Schmetzer, and then of course he gets removed.
God.
He was never my interim coach.
He was never my interim coach
Wow.
either. Absolutely not.
It was not mine either.
Nope.
All the cool kids saying it.
Yeah.
But he wasn't mine.
But we said it before you, so we're
when you
cooler
saw
or
Sarah's
something.
thing today,
Yes.
that she said coach had signed something.
Yeah, head
and signed
coach.
at HC. I was
Yeah.
like, excellent.
Which, by the way, if you haven't been to Sounder Heart lately, go there in Sounder Heart. This guy over here is
Yeah.
involved in it somehow.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah,
how
I do
you
a few
are, but
things there.
You do a few
Yes.
things there.
Sometimes.
He does some cool hype stuff, and he does some other cool
Man, dude.
D&D stuff. But Sarah wrote, the owner of
That
Constellation
page
and
is
Company,
fire.
one of our sponsors, amazing person,
Yes,
great family.
yes.
Glad she's part of the community.
Yes.
Wrote an incredible piece that brings together.
I was at that first playoff game that she went in GA.
Oh, last year?
Yeah, that was when I got the vertigo, and I was
Oh, I remember that.
puking in front of her.
Yep.
Dude, that and I remember we had the TIFO display on the art walk
Yeah.
that she had mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
And that was one of those things where we were looking at it at first and we're like, this is a really good idea. We should do this. We were trying to figure out a fun way to use the 90 for something, just to do something random. And people are like, yeah, let's do this. And the folks that were running TIFO at the time were like, absolutely, we'll make some prints, we'll do
Yeah.
some cool stuff.
That's
And we
cool.
met a ton of people. And what was neat is there are people, Sarah very much included,
Yep.
who are folks that met people that night who are now like super involved.
Yes.
You know, so we joke about how
Yep.
like TIFO is like the gateway drug for getting people
Oh,
into
yeah.
ECS
Oh,
and
yeah.
supporting. And forget even ECS, just in general, like getting people like,
Yeah.
holy shit,
Yep.
I can have an impact on something. And she's a prime example of somebody that
Very
it
much
struck
so.
that way.
So Matt Oak at 10:12 p.m. on July 28th wrote his post.
So that was
Mark just got it.
after-
Thanks,
Right.
Colin, by the way. He said that.
Colin sent it to us. Oh,
Yeah,
thank you,
'cause
Colin.
it was that
Thank you,
Open
Colin.
Cup game was Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's an amazing. It's a great post. We'll copy it later, or maybe you can screenshot it and tweet it out for me. But it's a great post. And that really was. We all have, and that's one of the things I want to talk about here as we get going. Is like we all have our own personal view, even if we're at the same game, or even if we did the same kind of path somewhere. We all have our own view of what happened, right? We all have our own world. So in my world, it was that I quit my job. Siggy is let go, and my world turns around for the positive, and then the Sounders did. Totally unrelated, but in my world, it was a good thing.
Yeah, there's that
that's my
connection
view.
you have of how-
so
yes.
we all have our own kind of view. So we haven't talked in a couple of weeks, obviously, all of us. We won. We beat Dallas.
Yep. Exercised
Convincingly.
a recent demon.
Convincingly.
We went down to Dallas and won, or lost, but won.
Convincingly. Beat them still.
Let's talk about this series. Let's talk about the Colorado series for a few minutes before we go on to like MLS and
Going
stuff.
into
Yeah,
it,
let's talk
they're-
about Colorado.
They're the best defensive team in the league going into that series.
They come into our house
Yes.
and they get that early a deflection, own
Yes.
goal. And
Yeah.
I think, did it ever end up getting ruled an own goal?
It wasn't an own goal because it was on target before it was deflected.
Okay, thank you.
So it's just a
I
deflection.
never looked it up, but that was a heartbreaker, or it could have been a heartbreaker.
totally.
And I will say that for the first time in whatever 8 years of going to Sounders games, 7 years. Wait, we're in 8 or 8.
This is season 8.
8, yeah, so 8 years of going to Sounders game, other than maybe the 11 hold up for Steve Zakawani, was the first time, and it was the first time in this case, I'm sitting there with my daughter watching the game. I'm like, shit. ECS is still pumping. They always do.
Oh, I love where you're going. Yes. Yes.
The entire crowd, as the boys got right back to the center circle and were getting ready to kick.
They ran back to
Yes,
the center
exactly. They were like, let's go. The crowd realized what was happening, and the entire crowd,
Yeah.
upper deck, lower deck, ECS, north end, east
Just
side,
go-
west
went.
side,
Yeah.
everybody
It
got
was
loud.
nuts.
And
There
it was
like
louder
the
than I've
1
ever heard
second.
it. Yeah.
And somebody had said that one of the
Oh
TV
my God.
announcers or one of the broadcasters said like, "Oh, it got quiet in the stadium."
No.
I watched the condensed
No,
match.
no.
Yes.
No,
it
it
did
was
not get quiet.
It was quiet for about 10 seconds
After
while
the goal.
Colorado celebrated.
Yes, exactly. It was.
Was it even that long?
If that.
But then as it came apparent, like, oh, it's about to restart,
Yeah.
people are like,
It just went right
okay, it's
back.
time to...
It was
But then
nuts.
it wasn't just ECS this time.
No,
it was
no, it's the
everybody.
stadium. No, I'll tell you what it was.
It was me.
You nailed it.
No.
It was us, and it was us. But you nailed it because in all the other playoff games, when we get scored on, it just the stadium deflates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the players deflate.
And then the players deflate, and it's only usually GA that's let's go, let's
Yeah.
only, and then slowly you'll get spots here in the stadium. But you're right. This time I was in GA,
Nothing.
and we started it. We went to go right back to it.
Yeah.
But it was deafening around us to
Yeah.
see the rest of the stadium beat not necessarily beat, but get louder than usually us in GA get, because
Yeah.
we tried to get louder when they scored.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yep.
But the rest of the stadium got louder before we could get louder. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
It
That was cool.
amazing. That's when I was like, I'm not worried.
No.
I'm not fucking
I had the
worried. I told my dad. My
same-
dad was worried. I was
Yep.
like,
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
worried.
like you hate to be borderline hokey and use like magic and statements like that. I don't know. That was different.
No, it was different, man.
It was special.
It was special.
It was.
dude.
I remember the Zakawani 11 moment, right? Or coming back in. I remember that moment. The Clint announcement was a pretty big roar, et cetera. Right? But those weren't. That was different. This
Yeah.
was like.
Yes.
Um,
The crowd knew and felt it that
Yes.
the boys needed that. Like that.
Right.
We're still behind you.
Yes.
They didn't
Yep.
want it. Man, I'm getting the chills, bro.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm getting the chills.
I know. Me too. I did that
Woo!
right that moment.
Woo!
So
Would you say hashtag this moment?
hashtag this. I did not, but I should have. That was a great
Oh,
moment.
God, that was great.
All right.
man.
The other moment of that night, and you guys wrote a little bit about it. There was a spontaneous, because I'm sure that looks really good on
Oh, yeah,
camera.
that's right.
The
Yeah,
camera
that's
other
right.
moment for a crowd thing,
It just
which had
happened.
happened at the Huskies, and it's happened, I guess,
yeah.
at a couple other stadiums around the country.
I wrote
lately.
700 words about why I have no idea what happened
Yeah.
and why.
Exactly.
Really impressed with myself.
Yeah.
I should get a major newspaper contract off of that. What happened? I have no idea. 700 words later.
Yeah. It's
Like
funny.
10,000 people have
Yeah.
read that story now.
How many?
Awesome.
It's
How
like
many
one of
people?
our- I don't have the
People-
actual number,
the
but
Google searches are like WTF
Like-
lights sounders.
what happened with the Sounders lights?
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
so good. And by the end, it's like, we did it together, and
Yeah.
it was something we
Yeah.
enjoyed.
Yeah, I was kind
And
of
if you
shocked.
didn't,
I was
suck it.
Yeah, right. I was wondering what happened. I liked the one that's one guy posted. I was looking for my keys, and so I turned on my light, and I couldn't find them. And then all of a sudden, everybody else did, so I found my keys. Thanks, everybody. I don't know who it was, but
And that
I
is how
laughed.
internet comedy is born.
Right, exactly. And I was
Really
laughing
like
at that. I was like, "That's classic."
That guy
Anyway,
has a
so
Netflix special next
Yeah,
week.
seriously.
All right.
He's getting 60 mil with Chappelle.
all right. So what about the rest of the game, the home game? What else? I mean, how did you guys
I
feel?
thought we just completely dominated the rest of that match.
Yeah.
We just totally took control.
Could have had 4 or 5 goals. It felt
Yeah.
like there was a couple of close misses.
Yes.
as usual.
Yeah, if you
And-
look at it as like 4 quarters, that first half
Yep.
of leg 1 was kind of even, but they got the
Yes.
fortunate goal.
Yeah.
You look at that second half
Yep.
here,
It was all us.
the Sounders dominated.
Yeah.
Dominated.
Yeah.
You look at the first.
Dominaron.
We're going to get to the whole
Dominaron.
leg 2 in a bit, but to continue the quarters analogy, Colorado
they
was
won the third.
better in the third.
Yep.
And Seattle was better in the
fourth.
There
Yes.
was-
Yes.
It was fun, and I had predicted beforehand that only 4 goals
Yeah.
would be scored in the series.
Yeah.
There were only 4 goals in the series.
It's a 3-1 us.
Technically 4, but I get it. It wasn't.
Why
I don't
4?
know.
No,
Oh,
I
you
said there
we
would be
scored all
4.
4?
Yeah. Technically.
Well, he said there's 4 total.
Yeah.
It was 3-1.
Let it go.
I'll let it go.
That's 4 goals.
I'm not getting a Netflix special, obviously. I'm not getting a Netflix special.
Whereas, again, in the Eastern Conference, there'll be like 11 or 12 total goals.
Seriously.
Yeah.
They're at
it's
5
gonna
right
be-
now, and there'll be 6 or
Seriously,
7.
it's going
I
to be
think.
9-8 Drogba hat trick in the last 15 minutes. Like,
I would be fine with
They're
that.
going to go to extra time, which would require Toronto to go 3-2,
Oh my god.
and I could totally see it happening.
Yeah, I could
Like,
too.
I could
Wow.
absolutely see anything happening.
No, I
in
could.
that
I
game.
could
In
not
that
see
game?
less than 2 goals total
No way.
scored.
Oh my god, yeah, there's no way. It'll be more than that for sure.
Can they just get out of this 1-1 and give us a home game, please?
Seriously, please,
Like-
please.
Or
I
3-3
swear I will
and give us a
never,
home game.
Never, ever say anything negative about
do that.
Canada. Ever
Please, thank you.
again
Oh, ever, what about French?
till the end of the year.
What about Quebec? Are you going to be okay with French Canada?
Wow, or we, not
Wow. Do you need some water?
oh,
Wow.
we. See, man, I can only do 2
go with
languages.
it.
Okay, I got 2 in
Hey,
there.
regardless of what happens, let's hope that game finishes like 9-8
Oh, yeah.
in players,
Yes,
as well as score. So let's
Yes.
hope they get multiple red cards each, so that they don't
Yes.
play. Because I'm assuming that would carry
I'm
over,
with you.
obviously.
Red cards are the only thing that'll
They'll
carry, or
reset.
red or double yellows.
Double yellow, yeah. So as long if they get kicked out of that
I'll be back
game,
in 1 moment.
okay,
Yeah, man.
have fun.
Red
I
card,
hope not.
Piatti.
No, but looking back, dude, after that game,
Yeah, that was
man,
on my radar.
and especially the second half, I felt really confident for the second game in Denver because it's almost like our best versus their best.
Yeah.
We're better than them, man.
Yeah.
Our offense is better than the defense, and our defense is better than their offense.
We have a complete team right now that's playing at a complete, a whole nother level than I've seen. I mean, we added in
On the back of that last statement, 'cause I
yeah,
nailed it.
yeah, you did. We added in, of course, Roman, and we added in what's the other guy's name?
that guy?
Nico.
Yeah,
Nico.
that guy.
Yeah, Nico. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
He's all right.
Flacco came back. So we had some of that come back.
Yeah.
But then, we lost a Clint and we lost an Oba earlier this year, obviously. Oba?
But you know who also has been huge and I think is underrated, or I think we do, but Roldan.
Oh, yeah,
his
Roldan.
confidence
Yeah.
and his watching him play that second half at home versus Colorado.
Yep.
In the rain, like everybody else, but just battling for balls,
Yep.
battling for the loose balls. And my dad and I were talking on the way back after, and we're like, they're talent-wise, both are really equally talented, but
Yep.
we showed more ganas,
Yes.
more heart,
Heart.
more huevos, eso. We just did.
Eggs?
Yes.
Just go with it.
Just go with
Just
it.
go with it.
Go with it. That's right.
More eggs.
More eggs.
Am I wrong?
Christian has more
no, you're
eggs.
not.
No, you're
You're
not.
not.
You're right.
Bigger
You're right.
eggs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
They have big ones. So good job, Christian. Way to go,
Ostrich.
Roldan. You have big eggs. But he directly, if it
Who would be
wasn't
more embarrassed by that way? Jordan or Christian?
probably both. Maybe Joriston Morden.
I don't know. After seeing that roll down, ducking out of the interview clip
Yes.
video. Anyway,
Roldan
He went by like 3 times.
didn't score that
On purpose.
goal at home.
Shocking.
But without Roldan and his strength, that goal doesn't get scored by Morris on the rebound there.
Yeah.
That was all Roldan up until Morris finishing it, of course.
Yeah.
But Roldan got pushed, and I thought he was falling down 3-4 times easily, and he stayed up.
It's kind of a shame his song's already taken.
Why?
Tom knows where I'm going already.
I don't.
Roll
Yeah.
Don, Columbia.
Oh, that's happened.
Roll Don.
That's come up a couple times.
I like that.
He's so horrible.
Need a couple more roll on options.
Yeah, I think that's great.
I
love the kid.
Dude.
We talked to him a week after he got drafted,
That's why I think
and I'll
I'm
never
biased
forget
because
that.
of that.
Yeah,
I'm biased.
absolutely.
But
Let's skip game 2 real quick to talk about the landing. I'm not going to set up very much, but I was part of the media, and so we were allowed on the tarmac.
Oh.
And so the players were getting off the plane, and they saw about 10 of us or so with like cameras and video and whatnot. And I saw Christian, and he somehow recognized me. I have a feeling it's because of this, because it's not like I go to practices all that often in the past year. And he goes, "Hey, how you doing and everything?" I'm like, "Hey, so there are a lot of people here." And he goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah, like almost 200." And he goes, "That's what I'm talking about." Like he was like, "Yes,
LFG.
yes, these
I
people
like
are
it.
so
LFG.
happy."
Yeah.
Yes.
So like he got a kick out of it, and it was just kind of cool because that's like who he is. Like
Yeah.
he's mellow, down to earth,
Yep.
loves to pick on Jordan, and
Really good at that.
That
He
very
might be
good at
better
that
at
romance
than
there is
soccer, and he's really
yeah.
freaking good at
Yeah.
soccer.
he's very good at
Jordan.
knowing people.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll repeat that. I'll share a nugget. Just throw it in there. When I went with Dave to do the Spanish piece on Sander Hart from the FIFA tournament that I won, he made he took time to come over, say what's up, catch up, say hey, how you doing, what are you up
Yep.
to, and it took like 3, 4, 5 minutes. This is after practice in one of the hottest days we've had in this summer.
Yep.
But it was really cool, man. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Hey,
fine.
he's a good kid.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
no,
totally
young
is.
man, good
Yeah,
young man,
yeah,
real good
yeah.
young man, and we're
Totally.
fortunate. We have a lot. It seems like we have a lot of that right now in the
man.
locker room. We have really
Yeah.
good, talented players, but also a really good core
Yes.
people. They're good humans. It
Yes.
feels like, and so
no Jermaine Jones guys
Yeah.
tweeting. I'm a free agent.
Like, did he even get to the locker room?
No.
Like,
no, that was before he got in the shower.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm a free agent.
Pay me.
and deleted
No,
my
sorry.
tweet.
Yeah. So, all right. Okay, and then, of course, back to the first game. Finish that story off. Nico converts the penalty,
Clutch.
which, according to Birch and Pablo, was nowhere near a penalty, and Nico's a flopper. Nico embellished, let's not lie, but it was definitely, I don't
No,
know,
it was
I don't know who I talked to. I talked to
File
someone
that
about
under.
it.
look at every really good player
Yeah.
to ever play soccer.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the offensive players have spent a minute on the ground here and
Yeah,
there that
absolutely.
they didn't need to.
Oh, of course.
So
But if he doesn't fall down, he probably doesn't get called.
probably not.
And it was. Birch was late.
Yeah.
In the box. So,
And someone told me that the keeper had the most saves in PKs in the league.
for the year? Yeah.
For the year.
Yeah, McMath? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's legit. He's a real,
Yeah.
he's a good keeper.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm behind him watching him.
I
do his
wanted to
thing.
vote for him
He
for
looks
keeper of
really
the year.
big,
Yeah.
dude. I was a little nervous,
But he wasn't on the list, so I wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, just
yeah.
because
I would have
Tim
as
Howard.
well. Because he was, I mean, Tim Howard's amazing, but I mean, Zach McMath is no joke. He's a good. I mean,
Yeah.
I was worried. I'll be honest with you. When everyone else was celebrating Howard going down, I was like, shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he's good.
Yeah.
The good news is Morris scored on him back in March or April, excuse me, at that game. So
Well,
I was
aside
like,
from that, you have Gashi, he was a insane player.
stupid
to watch.
beard.
Yeah, yeah.
And Baji, who's another screamer.
Yeah.
And who's the other? Hairston.
Yeah.
Like, they're some
Yeah.
pretty decent
They do.
offensive
No,
players.
yeah.
Like,
They do absolutely.
You know, go down there and not be up like 3-0, like
Yeah.
going into that Dallas game.
Yep.
Anything could have happened, you know, and that's why just talking to people, like, frankly, walking to the restroom in Colorado, they were like, we're all basically hoping for 1-0 because we think if it gets any more opened up than that, we're not winning this game.
Right. Yep.
So,
Yeah, I had some friends in the Spanish media that I do work with.
Yeah.
And they're telling me that they spoke to Marco Papa after the game.
yesterday?
No, after
the
the
last
first game.
one. Yeah.
After the first game. And he had expressed frustration
Thank you so
with
much. I'm just gonna do my ice.
being on a
you so much.
defensive-minded team.
He's
and-
getting
Yes.
no
Yeah.
minutes.
No, none at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although Azira is on the right team.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Yeah,
he
it
got
did,
minutes.
It did.
Yeah, he did, right.
But it's crazy to think about Azira, but that's it.
I thought we were going to make a stabbing joke here, and you managed to avoid it. Good job.
Thank you. I'm not getting a Netflix show. I'm okay.
Anyway.
Way
So,
to hit that topic
Marco
on the head.
Papa.
Yes.
No, I would agree. I mean, I was actually happy for him that he went there because everybody thought they were going to be a decent team.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then he got hurt, and then of course, you know, somebody else steps in, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're playing 6 minutes here and there. you know?
Colin mentioned Doyle too. You can't forget Doyle.
Yeah.
And then Sebela too there, obviously. But it's interesting because watching the game
When did Sebla 2 turn into a lumberjack?
when he went to Colorado.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
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 he's totally got the he bust out the '90s Seattle
Yeah.
look.
He
going
definitely
for it.
does.
and I like it. But
But it's interesting. Taylor mentioned it about 18,000 times on the broadcast, and it's true. They never put more than one guy forward. Seb was on an island. Jones was on an island. Doyle was on an island. They don't, and that's where you look at their game plan. I thought they were going to come out way more aggressive and come up more, but
if
they
you
don't.
Looked at Jesus, was that only yesterday?
Yes.
We'll talk about that later. But if you looked at yesterday, it's not that they turned into full-on counters, but I would say easily 5 or 6 times. Like, you know when you're at home and you yell at the TV and you're like, step into that. Like,
Yeah.
take one step in and you will steal this ball. Sounders did that yesterday a minimum of 5 or 6 times.
Uh-huh.
Where, like, they turned the play around.
Yep.
And all it took was somebody not following his man,
Yep.
but stepping into the space. And they weren't doing that
Right.
in the first game. So, like, they clearly identified something in the way that Colorado was making its passes and opening up the field
Yep.
and changed that. Otherwise, I think you would have seen a lot more offensive chances for Colorado, which they had enough
Yeah.
in that first half.
Oh, yeah,
than you
11 to
already
1.
did.
Oh, my
And then we
God.
did hear, actually, in the stadium, some people had brought up the wind, that it was actually dramatically different at the far end from
Right.
where we were. And then in our end, it was actually going 2 different directions.
Oh,
It
interesting.
was coming in the open space next to our section.
Yep.
And then from the far side, it was actually going straight out. So there was
Oh.
one wind going
Because of the way
across
that-
the goal.
yeah, that makes sense.
out, and then the other going out towards the far
That
end.
kind of explains a lot of those long balls.
Yeah.
that were dying.
Yeah.
They were little.
Yeah.
You're like, what the
For
heck
both
was
teams.
he thinking?
Yeah, interesting.
What were
So-
they thinking?
Anyway.
Okay. All right. So wrapping up the first game, and then we'll go into the second game. So the first game's 2-1. we're
I'm feeling good.
we're
We all
feel
content, we're
good.
all
I feel
happy,
good.
we're feeling
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we're not like we all wanted a 3-1 or 2-0, right? That's kind of what we wanted. But
Tuesday night at
2-1.
Temple
Yeah,
went a lot later than I expected it to.
yeah, yeah.
People were like, just chilling, wanted to like do the friend thing,
Decompress a little bit, yeah.
Very much, frankly, embodying like what Sarah is talking about, like the family stuff.
Yep.
Like that happened Tuesday, and it was really interesting.
Yeah.
It's like whatever 10:30 on a Tuesday, school night.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving week or not,
Right.
and people were like feeling pretty good about this. Whereas 3 months ago, we were all like later. Like you could have won 2-1, and you'd been like, gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
That or
Just-
depression drinking.
Yeah,
Nice.
order depression. Yes, exactly. That happened a lot in the early part
July.
of the season. Yeah, June
That
and
or
July.
your Uber didn't show up.
I went with my brother. My brother was my ride.
All right.
It was an Aaron joke, and it just
Yeah, I heard it. I got it.
Anyway,
I got
Came
it.
it safe. Came
Yeah.
for the save.
So we wrap up. We all do our holiday, which we already talked about, and then you guys were the first group, I think, to leave driving Friday morning.
Yeah, I think some people left before us. Tim and Chip and
Oh,
Jason
did they? Okay,
left
okay.
really early because they
Okay.
pounded straight through.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they left pretty early,
Okay.
and then I think one of the other groups left a little bit before us. Oh
Okay.
yeah, they left at like 6 or 7.
Okay,
we left
but-
at like 7:38
On Friday
But
morning.
we were staying in Bozeman,
Yep.
so we left a little later. But yeah, we literally did the tickets are ending on sale at noon on Wednesday. And typically for something like this, when we have a sizable section,
Yep.
we'll buy 10 extra because there's always 10 people that show up at the last minute
Yep.
or a plane flight price drops
Yeah.
or something like that. Anyway, I think we bought our tickets. Beth bought them at like 11:59:16, or something
wait,
like that.
you,
in the
you didn't
morning.
decide until then?
Yeah, we didn't confirm we were going to Wednesday morning.
Oh, I didn't realize
Wow.
that. Interesting.
Yeah, so and there were a few others did that, and people were piling into others' cars, and there
Yep.
was, I think, all in because other people came from Texas and from other parts of the South and whatnot.
And the Heartland Horde, of course, represented. Yeah.
There were probably. Why are you telling me what to do? You want me to talk into the microphone?
That's literally all he's here to do.
Talking about Mark's duty.
Also, and to be a
Anyway,
target.
there were probably 8 or 9 cars that came.
Yeah.
like a
So-
4-digit distance from there.
The Schmetzer
So-
Schmetzeroo,
Yes.
which was you guys.
Schmetzeroo.
And the
Chris
Subaru.
Marquez.
The Chris
Roll
Rollvan. Or
the Rollvan.
Vaughn.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty great name.
Jorvan Morris.
George Van
Tim
Morris.
and them, they were.
Shoot, it was good too.
It was a Torres.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it was. Anyway,
It
so
was a
that
good- yeah.
Torres.
The Romine
No.
Torres. Romine.
Bromine.
Was that what it
for
was?
bromance.
That was what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
By the
good.
way, I'm going to admit that I
Roman, yeah,
spent
right.
conservatively 30 minutes trying to come up with a really good
Yeah.
one. I wanted,
That should be a standard operating procedure for most.
yeah, I
well,
wanted
shoot, we
I had
spent
a
way more
couple
than
good Ladero ones.
Yeah.
But I just let them. I
Bad
was
decisions,
vetoed.
yeah.
Oh.
So we were the Schmetzeroo.
Yeah, see, I like that one. So I still think one of our favorite ones was Brad Decisions. You know,
Right.
Brad Decisions was a great,
Oh,
especially
my
with that
God.
car, with that crew.
Oh, and it was a last minute
Jesus.
thing.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a last minute thing, and it was Hugo and Lee and Adam and Mark and Colin and myself. So it was
So,
quite
like,
a
you summed up
bad decisions. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
I think
12-inch
we didn't
purple.
talk to each other for
Yeah.
like 6 months after that.
Like where people sat in the car actually epitomized bad decisions.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also.
Yeah.
Oh, the tacos.
So yeah, 220-ish.
220. Okay.
Went, yeah.
Yeah.
That bought tickets with us. There were other
Yeah.
Sounders fans in the stadium.
Yep.
Wow.
But yeah, in the group.
220.
And
That's
they
impressive.
sounded beautiful.
It really did.
during the game.
Well,
great.
and there was a lot. I mean, ESPN, of course, focused a
We were very
lot on
mic'd
you
up
guys.
both matches.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But also the cameras were on you guys like non-stop throughout the
Yeah.
entire match.
Sarah's
Yeah.
Tuple was
You
like,
didn't watch it. Yeah, you didn't watch it yet. Yeah, you'll see. Yeah, the 2-pull at the end because I watched it like so. I got home.
The
I'll tell you in a minute.
Jorstin?
But yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jorstin Morden. Yeah.
Yeah.
that was awesome.
What were you saying, Dave?
There was a point where the ESPN was still like dialing in their audio, and so all you could hear was the ECS away.
Yeah.
And it was the song "We Don't Hear a Fucking Thing."
We started that early.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
you know
like
what happened
it was about
was-
8 minutes in or so.
Yeah.
Let
and
him know. Let them know.
And that was finally the point where they decided that like the rest of the stadium volume was too low.
Yeah.
So it sounded as if
Well,
the Rapids fans
C-
decided to
C38
respond. Yeah.
or whoever came in and they were going to drop their tifo at the same end of the stadium, and in their little march in, which someone who is not a Sounders fan, not a Colorado supporter either, but like was a fan of the Rapids, was on the beer line behind me as they were marching in, and he turns around and he looks at them and he goes, "Oh, that march is just so cute." And I was like, I mean, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't going to say it out loud.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we got called "you putas." It wasn't putos, it was putas, which there's a difference. Anyway, we were called that before kick. So I literally walked into the section. I was like, guys, I don't really care what anybody says about anything that we sing today. Literally nothing. Like the game hasn't even started yet, and that's already gone. Okay,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
on.
it's awesome.
Let's go.
Game on.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we can talk political commentary on people's belief systems. We can discuss later.
Well, later. Well, that's an off-season show where we're
But
working on
that
it. So.
that song is popular.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so you drove. You got in for Saturday.
Got in Saturday.
Saturday night.
Yes, Saturday. I don't know what it was, 7 o'clock,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
And then you met up with locals. I mean, you
met up with a crew. Yeah, we went to
a
of
Mexican place.
Yeah, they had gone to a Mexican place, and we got there, and it was basically the hot Mexican place in town, like
Okay.
super legit, open till 4.
as good as Asadero.
Different food,
Okay.
not that
The
style.
micheladas look nice. The
Pretty
micheladas look
legit.
nice.
Okay.
Everybody that likes Mexican had been like, yeah, that's
Okay,
that's
cool.
a jam.
Nice.
They are
Open till
known-
4 though.
Denver's
Great
known for having pretty good
Mexican
Mexican food, too.
Spanish karaoke.
Oh wow.
All like Mexican groups.
Sweet.
It was pretty.
Wait, and that was in
hot when we
downtown
stepped
Denver?
in. What's that?
Downtown Denver.
Yeah, on Colfax.
Yeah. And
What was it called?
Colfax.
Oh,
Colfax,
So there's
I'm
kind of
sorry.
2 stretches
Colfax,
of
yeah,
it.
okay,
and
yep.
It's like sort of the new gentrified side.
Exactly.
And there's the old side of
Yep.
town, and that's what this is.
Okay.
And then we ended up walking because I did that thing where you look at Yelp and you're like, oh, it's 10 blocks. And then you look at the distance later.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, the pin's in the wrong place completely. So we walked like a mile plus to get to this bar.
Oh no.
And it's this bar that's been there since 38. It's called
Holy cow.
Hangar Bar.
Okay.
And it was like an Air Force bar.
Oh,
for ages.
sweet. Nice.
And the things you learn when you read the magazine cutouts on the walls when you're waiting to go to the restroom. Anyway, so we walk in and it was one of those like, I don't know, we're a group of 7 or 8. We walk in and it's like everything stops except the jukebox pretty much in the place. They're like, who are these people? And then we end up in like this tiki room in the back.
in the hangar room?
And we're all drinking like,
In the hangar bar.
650 pitchers.
Oh my
Like,
God.
And
These are the
it was
best
one
stories
of
of
the
road trip.
Yes.
one of the best, like just random bars that like you look at not even like Yelp but just other comments. People are like, if you don't go to this bar and you're in this neighborhood, you're stupid kind of places. And all of us.
Tom
left.
tells me that about once a week.
Yeah. and literally like a food truck showed up. A guy from a food truck comes in later on in the night, and we ordered like Southern style kind of fried stuff, but not like over fried, gross.
Okay.
Heather got some amazing fried chicken. I had catfish nuggets, which were some of the most amazing pieces of food I've eaten in like years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Catfish
Fried pickles,
nuggets.
Catfish nuggets.
From a
yeah,
truck.
From a food truck. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway,
Damn,
so
that
we did
sounds
that.
good.
Yeah.
And your night's going to be good, so we're all hanging out in this section, and the bartender...
And you've just driven like 12 hours at this point.
well, we parked there for a little while.
Okay.
And then, so this is probably 9, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And then bartender comes into the room, and he starts counting us, and we're all like, did we do something wrong? What's happening? And we're all like, what's up? And he's like, how many of you guys? And we tell him, and he goes, y'all need shots.
Oh!
So then we did
Who
some...
bought the shots?
He did?
We did, but they were. It was a very good deal, is
Wow.
what I'll say. So we had some tequila. We enjoyed some pictures of PBR, and it was a good night.
Okay,
So
so you go to
Saturday was
bed. You're
Go to bed.
responsible-ish.
Go to bed, and then I'm like,
Did
I
you guys
used to
buy a
have
big pizza by chance?
What?
No big pizza
We
this
did
time?
not have big pizza this time. No.
Okay. Because that was still amazing,
We all
the
were
Denver trip
like
in
thrown
April.
off because you have to use the heat in Denver because it's actually like cold at night.
Oh.
So I woke up at like 4. All of us woke up stuffy, in the middle of the night.
Yep.
So I think we all were up by like 7.
Wow.
Probably just
okay.
hanging out.
Yeah, okay.
And then 9 something we left. Got ready, went
Yep.
out.
Because the game was at 2, yeah. So you want to get there early,
and
yeah.
a few folks had gone to this biscuit company downtown.
Oh, the Denver Biscuit Company.
Yeah. So
Damn, you guys both are like,
Damn.
meanwhile.
so
My
that was
daughter loves Denver
pretty
Biscuit Company.
amazing.
Ask her about it.
Pretty amazing. And Dan and some of the other folks had been there earlier.
Yeah.
We got there like when brunch started, like at 10.
Oh, my God.
And it got pretty busy.
Yep.
It was the right choice because we were going to go to Torchy's, the breakfast taco place.
Okay.
And we ended up here. And then, ran
Either one is like-
Yeah.
some tailgate errands. And then,
Oh.
yeah. And then hit the stadium.
That was good.
So it's 8:30,
about
so I want to
that.
be conscious of time. But
Good call.
yeah, got there, rolled up to the crowd in the
Yeah.
parking lot, and it's just kind of on.
Yeah.
The song started early.
Yep.
It
a
was
good
it was
size
And that's
True.
220
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
That's a good
photo
group.
looks so cool, man.
Yeah, it
was
does.
Group
big.
photo's great. The best is somebody tagged me in it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I think I was in the front of the photo.
Yeah.
And then they decided to change to the other side because the sun popped out of the clouds. So then I'm in the back of the photo. I think I just waved.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
but,
it.
good times.
That is the
Okay.
best. That's the
All
best.
right, so then we go to the game. The game.
I have a question.
Oh, hold on. Here's a question.
Mark has a question.
The producer has a question.
What was in the Target bag?
In the Target
what
bag?
was in
It
the Target bag?
So I get this text from Mark. What'd you guys get at Target? And I'm literally like, are you looking at my Foursquare check-ins? Like, what is actually happening? So someone
It was
took
the
a
picture
photo
someone
of
else
Mark's
took.
car,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
we drove,
Chase, I
with
think.
a bag.
I think it was Chase.
Plastic Target
Oh, I
bag.
saw that today.
And he's like, what'd you guys get at Target? I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Anyway, I had an alcoholic root beer, 6, and that's what was in that bag.
That's awesome.
And it's easy to just leave it out because it's like
40, yeah,
degrees.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Anyway.
I love
That's
it.
one of my favorite things about the late fall and winter.
Yeah. Put your stuff
Just
outside.
leave the stuff
Yeah,
in
we
the
actually,
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool the soda and our beers. We just put them out on the balcony at the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so then you go to you guys march.
Yep. Marched
Good
in.
march.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good because we had an estimated time we needed to be up there, and then we sort of, if you give everybody that formal time, no one actually gets there
No.
ready.
Yeah.
So we gave everybody 5 minutes and then 2 minutes, and then we kind of headed out.
Yep.
But man, it was like everybody was ready.
Yep.
Singing. Like we probably sang in place for like 10 minutes.
Wow.
And then marched in.
Get everybody,
That's impressive.
Get everybody loosened up.
Yeah, it was good.
That's
Got
awesome.
in, no real issues. Usual fare. Everybody piled into the section. It was a good vibe to start a game. Like, I think we all woke up with the nerves.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Which you can't even imagine what the players and the coaching staff.
Dude, that's
and
exactly what
is
I was
feeling.
having
But
that
man, like
conversation here
we all were
pregame.
like feeling it. We're feeling good, but like the bottom of my stomach is like rolling right now.
Yeah.
So, and not just because we had tequila the night before.
All right, and then let's talk about your pregame game experience real quick.
Yeah, so my dad, I got him to come join me. I've been spending a lot of time with my dad this whole, Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, I saw that,
We've
yeah.
Watching a lot of soccer with him. And he agreed to come down. And, we got here pretty early. We knew it was going to be packed, so we wanted to get here at least 12, 15-ish to get a table. And, got a table. And I was... Oh,
That was the
beautiful.
picture of,
That is beautiful, the
oh,
photo. Oh, that's great
The
photo,
group,
man.
yeah.
All the flags, all the color, man. That right there is what road tripping's about, man.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully we get the game here, but if we have to go to Toronto, I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to the trip.
Is it public knowledge how many tickets we'll get for that?
Yeah, kinda.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of means it's not
Yeah.
public
We know,
Let's go.
we
Okay.
know.
We can talk
know
after
what,
the
put it
show.
this way,
We can talk
there
after
is
the
an
show.
allotment that other
yes.
clubs have gotten
In the past.
Toronto.
Yes.
And so they typically will stick to that number, give
Yeah.
or take a percentage point
Okay.
or two.
Yeah.
But it's not public like what our tickets are yet.
Yeah. No.
or anything.
I know you don't
We
have
can
that
talk
number.
about
Yeah.
some of
We'll
this
talk
in a
about it later.
minute.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
Go ahead. Sorry.
We'll say no, it's all good. It's all good. All week, leading up to the game because of the holiday, maybe, and I just felt really good. So I wasn't. This is the first time where I wasn't nervous the night before, couldn't sleep the night before a big game, and this is the biggest game we've ever had. I was really, really like chill. Like, man, we're good. But then, right like 5 minutes before the game, it all hit me at once. Like, oh my God, the magnitude of us being in the MLS Cup after this game. So, my palms started getting sweaty 5 minutes before the game. I started getting all nervous. That feeling that you got in the bottom of your stomach just came all up, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my
Whoa.
God,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go outside.
So here with my dad had some.
Good crowd.
Yeah, well, it was a great crowd. It was a great crowd, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, because the Dallas away game was like amazing here.
Well, it wasn't. Some people said I wasn't here for that one, but it was some. 2 or 3 people said it wasn't the same level. It wasn't as.
Oh, really?
It was
Because
not.
that was incredible.
Right. It was not as big.
Okay.
And I don't know. Were they at the same time, 1 o'clock or?
No, it was like a 6 o'clock or a 5 o'clock game for the Dallas.
Maybe that had something to do with it because you're gonna have probably more
Action, yeah.
I don't know. But anyhow, but it was still a fun crowd. It was a great crowd. Had a lot of singing and chanting. We did a lot of the para ganar los Sounders here, which we've done here at away viewings a few times this season already, if not most of them. But it was great, man. It was a great environment. Seeing some of your everyday friends that you see at matches. It was good, man. It was really good here. I loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
No question.
Dave, how was what can you tell me about your game day experience?
Hung out with our buddy BM Vaughn.
Nice.
He had about a dozen of us over at his place.
I saw the picture. It was a cool picture.
Lots of various appetizers. You just broke something. Good job, Mark.
Producer doing producing.
Oh, it
things.
survived.
Nice.
You broke something else.
Oh,
you jackass.
Dude. Dude. No, I'm just playing.
Sorry,
Show's
go
over.
Show's over.
That can super glue and you'll be fine. Super glue, it won't just stick there with spit.
Thanks,
So, yeah,
Mark.
Lick it, Mark. Don't lick it.
Hung out there, had some great food and beverages. Did adult root beer floats at halftime.
Nice.
It was good. I mean, for me, I do away game social media for Sound at Heart, so I can't get too involved in the party
Right.
kind of thing. But we had
How
a ton
were
of
you
fun.
feeling though going into it?
Going into it,
Nervous?
I felt like it would be a 1-1.
Okay.
I expected Seattle to come out heavy and quick
Really? And it was
because at altitude, at elevation, you're going to wear out rather fast.
Right.
So, but the technique to
interestingly-
try to absorb, like Schmetz did,
rope a dope. Rope a dope like Muhammad Ali. Just like
well, it works, so it's rope a dope. But
yeah.
if it didn't work, it was a bad plan because I'm not a fan of trying to have your own team that isn't used to that elevation come out in the second half in a blaze of glory because they're not going to have the lungs for it.
Right.
And so that was a risky tactic to take. And the best part about what was, I mean, the advantage that the technique had, and Schmetz might be listening because he does that a lot, and he'll give me shit when we see each other. The best part about that technique is part of the reason you get away with it is Colorado's offense is garbage.
Right.
Complete and utter garbage. It's proven in the playoffs. They have 2 goals, a 40-yard just wow moment against LA, and a deflected shot against Seattle.
Was ours.
That's their goals. That's their offense. And so I guess if your belief is that their offense is capable of scoring 1 goal at most, sitting back in a shell makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
I just hated at 15 minutes in, we saw
I'm not gonna
it
lie.
wasn't even punt and pray, where you're going up to Valdez and hoping that they've kicked it over Valdez's head.
Yeah.
It was just punt and reset. And
oh my god! I'm not gonna lie. That was a stressful first half. I was like, we were all like, oh my god, we're getting bombarded
Well,
with everything
even
in
like
the kitchen sink here.
Ozzy booted that one ball straight to McMath.
I thought he might be chipping him,
He was trying to.
Yeah,
I think he was
I
trying
don't
to.
know.
but McMath is prone to idiocy.
Coming way off his line.
That thing hung up there for like an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about
But
the
then
wins
also the win,
earlier
yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
But I will say one thing that I thought was interesting is they chose not to go until Saturday evening.
That's actually typical. What the U.S. military recommends on
To only less than
high
24
elevation
hours, right?
is if you can't get several weeks, go in less than 24 hours before beforehand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because if you do the less than 24, then your body.
Yeah, we had heard a couple weeks ago
Yeah.
when we had talked to them, and they were like, "We think we're going to train on Saturday morning.
Yeah,
and
here.
go out midday."
Oh.
Yeah, they told us that.
They did because I did the Spanish
Yeah.
radio Somos Sounder segment, and we had
Yeah.
one of the players on his way out of practice, Herc,
Yeah.
come out and answer a few
I
questions.
talked to
Yeah.
Herc last night.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great piece.
Did he carry you around because your feet were tired too?
He should have.
Dude,
How amazing was that?
Yeah, that was pretty
holding
awesome.
Torres.
Oh my God.
I was like, don't fall apart.
Let me tell you. I don't want to jump into your story. They all look like kids.
Totally, dude.
Like
That's-
Fry
yeah.
was like bounding around.
So let's hold that thought for 1 second.
Yeah.
That's where we're going next because I want to focus. I want to spend like time on the celebration.
You wanna
focus? No, I said I want to focus. Yeah.
He wants the show to have a focus.
But I want to focus on that in a minute here because that is going to be awesome. That's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right. So we heard your stories about going in. Your drive home was good, uneventful. Little snow.
No stress.
Okay.
Pretty fun.
Way
It was sort
better.
of fun to do that tag thing where you all leave around the same time
Yeah.
and to keep passing each other on the highway because you're not stopping at the same time. But pretty painless on the way back.
Good.
Yeah.
So we still have a couple of vans on the road still.
Yeah, some folks left a little
Yeah.
bit later today
Yep.
and had to go through
Saw a lot
Utah.
of saw some snow.
There was a lot of
shots.
snow on the Utah
Yeah,
side.
crazy.
Yeah, a lot of snow. So that's good. So everyone's just about home.
Yeah.
Everyone's safe. Everyone had a good day. I was driving, as I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
and I was on Jackson crossing 12th
Oh, yeah.
when the goal hit.
Wow.
When Morris scored that goal.
So, I mean,
and
how
I
did
didn't
you feel
have.
listening to everything?
It was hard because I had to hit. So it was a weird week for me because I'm driving right now for Uber and Lyft, and I needed to hit my number, and it was Thanksgiving, so nobody was taking lifts. Right, it was really slow. So I was at the decision point. If I had a good morning, I was going to come here.
Right.
But it was slow as all get out. So I'm like, I'm just going to keep driving. I'll listen to the game. If I get a ride to the airport, I'll stop by the Berliner, and then I'll go back out after that.
Okay.
But I wasn't going to drive 30 minutes to come here to then drive 30 minutes back. It was just my where I was at. So I got a couple of rides during the early part of the game, and they were one of the guys was wearing sounder gear, which was cool.
Nice.
And so we listened. A couple other people were like, "Yeah, it's cool. I know him, but I don't really follow much, etc." And I just dropped somebody off, like literally dropped somebody off, and was going to try and go to the next area, and it was like, "Oh my God, Jordan!" And I had to pull over. Because when he scored,
I can hear you screaming, dude.
I was like this.
I could hear you
I went like
screaming.
this. I put my hands in the air, and I'm driving, right? So I got to be careful, right? But then I'm like this. Oh my God! And I just stamped my feet on the ground, and I swore happily, like I said, "Fuck yeah!" And I was like, "That's the goal." My wife texted me like 2 seconds later. My daughter texted me like
Did she
3
send
seconds
you
later.
gifts?
What?
Did she send you gifts?
She did.
Yeah.
She actually did, actually. And so my daughter did too. She sent me the soccer ball and Morris, and we did
Yeah.
it. And my daughter had been like texting me the whole first half, talking about like they were trying, but we weren't doing it. So I felt like connected, and I was on Twitter when I wasn't driving, kind of. So I was kind of like involved, but not.
Yeah.
So it was a weird. But I had done my Disney hype, as I've been doing every playoff game since the playoffs started, and I listened to Disney all morning, to the point where I picked up 3 marathoners because there was a marathon yesterday morning.
Yeah,
And
I didn't
then-
know about that. Got stuck on Mercer.
Yeah, wasn't that awesome?
was
Yeah.
great.
So I picked these 3 girls up, all like late 20s,
Yeah, you did.
early 30s, and I'm like, hey, I'm listening to Disney. It's
This is
my
thing.
sounders,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, what time is the game on?" I'm like, "It's in a half hour," and they're like, "Okay, cool." And they go, "As long as you don't mind me singing along." So they started singing along. So we listened to like a half-hour ride because of the
That's so
marathon. Listen to anyway. So
it was like
it was
a whole new
amazing.
world.
A whole new. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let it go.
Yeah, Let It Go came on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. All the good ones came on.
All right.
Because I literally
So
had
you're doing
like
karaoke tonight.
like everything. Yeah. So anyway, so that was my kind of experience, and it was kind of fun to look. I tweeted that, and some other people responded. A whole bunch of people responded to it. But that's what makes this community fun. Sarah's post today nailed it exactly where I was at yesterday. Of like the feelings of, hey, this is my world view. I know I said it a couple times today, but this is how I view it. You view it. You view it. You view it. Mark, other people. We all view it differently,
Not Mark.
but we're all. Well,
Yeah.
Mark has his own little world
Yeah,
he
and
lives
he was
in.
in Canada,
But
so-
yeah,
He was- yeah,
no, he was in Boston.
Oh, that's right. Even better.
Even better.
Well, from Vancouver, Boston, yeah. But it was amazing. It was amazing. And then I went home and I watched it in its entirety after I got home, and that's when you guys were getting ready to go to down to see the players.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. The after game, watching Schmetzer's interview, I cried again. I mean, I cried in the
When
car.
when you start getting teary-eyed,
Dude,
oh man, if you do
Yeah.
not get the feels,
yeah,
get out of here. You're
yeah.
not human.
It's amazing.
Just go play poker. Go play the World
this-
Series poker because you
This
have no
community's
feel.
fun. This community's fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, dude, it's the
it's
best.
great to be part of it. It's so much fun to see it.
Yes.
what we do every week here is amazing and fun and just I don't know. I love it.
Totally
so
agree, man.
thank you guys for this.
And there's moments. Yes, dude. It is
This
like all
moment.
This
Hashtag.
hashtag. This moment. No, but like being able to like share it with my dad is something that was really. It's been really important to me lately. Like having my dad here, having my dad at that Colorado game. He lost his voice from jumping on one of these benches here and screaming, "Goal! Goal! Goal!" like over and over and over, and me having to grab him by the waist to make sure he doesn't fall, and then yelling and screaming and hugging, and
I'll talk about it later, but
it's those moments that you just,
I think that we need to have Ugo's dad on, and they
Yeah.
should have a welcome to SonarFeed off.
It would be
Yes.
it would be similar to the Fabio Pereira appearance
the great
in
thing
that
about it-
Hugo would be
Yeah.
host translator the
Yeah.
the entire
The thing
time.
about it though is like he's not like I am very like super animated. He's not until it happens. When it happens, being the goal, the stop, the save, whatever, then he goes nuts. Like he saves it and it's all pent up and inside, and then he just blows up and it's amazing.
So does he
All
like
right.
Chivas as well?
Yes.
So we got about-
he's a oh my god, I almost said Cholos, but Zorros from the other team, and but he hates America, Club America, Aguilas.
All right, so we got about 14 minutes left, roughly. So let's talk about the players. So let's talk about. So I watched, obviously, like I said, all the after stuff.
Yeah.
You guys saw them. We talked about that earlier a little bit. There was an air of the Jingle Bells, came out again, which the Jingle Bells sounders went away. Which my son's like, why are they singing Christmas songs? And I'm like, that's just what they do in big games away. And so that was cool to get my son kind of more into that world and see that.
It's my favorite song.
It's by far my favorite
It's
song.
great.
And
Ani.
Just ask me.
they played great. They worked hard.
Yes.
It's time to celebrate a little bit. It's time to have
Which
a
we
little bit
did.
of fun. It's time for them to let loose a little bit. However, I think one of the key messages that was brought up during the speech. If you watch there's two videos.
Yep.
There's the one that just has the song, and then there's the one that Brian is kind of doing his Brian coach duties. He's like the parent in the corner saying, "Hey guys, go ahead and have fun." However, we're going to celebrate right now. We are not done. We have work to do. There's things that need to be done. Enjoy
kicking
this
your
moment
ass this week.
and we're gonna kick.
Yes.
We're still gonna train. We're still focused on the next moment. There's one more moment left. That we're living this minute, but let's focus on
I
it.
talked to 3 players and Schmetzer, all on the record, recorded yesterday, and it was Jordan Morris, Ozzy Alonso, Hercules Gomez, Schmetz. All of them said this is great. Seeing this crowd is great. We have one more game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I took a couple photos with players and the coach and just being around them, taking the videos and watching them take other photos over and over after they took the photo, after they signed the autograph, and they're saying yes, congratulations. You would hear them repeat, "We're not finished yet.
Yeah.
We still have one more
Yeah.
to go. We're not finished yet."
Over and over.
Yeah.
For sure. I have to say that, he got the smile out of him at the match yesterday. There's a photo of him in the crowd of people at the airport last night, and he just looks like he's in the middle of a mosh pit, freeze frame moment.
Yeah.
And it's the last possible place you expect him to be typically, and he just looks like it's
It was
gleeful,
hilarious.
you know?
So he had that trophy with him everywhere.
Yeah.
Carrying it everywhere. And then when we interviewed Jordan, he showed up and he goes, "Here, hold this for
Yeah,
a bit."
I was on the other
and then he
side,
goes,
yeah.
"Okay." And then it was his turn to talk. And he goes, "I'll take it back now."
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, but
So I asked him, I go, "So are you taking that home tonight?" And he goes, "I will give it to the team." And then
full
laughed.
stop.
I'm like, maybe he didn't.
Yeah.
That trophy might still be with Ozzy.
No
But
question.
this team has been focused on one goal
Yeah.
since Brian took over, and that one goal was this moment, what's happening right now, with an end goal of the MLS Cup.
Yes.
Yeah, the MLS Cup is what they're focused on.
Yeah.
So, who drank from the trophy first? Ozzy. Yeah. Yeah. Ozzy drank it.
Class.
Jesse and Jack.
Ozzy
Ozzy
filled
filled
it
it,
up
handed it to
He
Zach.
gave it to Zach.
And I love the Zach almost nude shot.
Oh, man,
that was classic.
There's so many great shots, so
I
many
know.
great photos.
So
But no, I definitely get a sense, even from
You okay,
us
Mark?
as fans, supporters. I definitely cherished last night. It was super
Yeah.
special. But even though
Ready?
I did, I'll do same as him.
yes, so 2 of them.
Grey Goose. Yeah, thanks.
Yep.
But even though it's not, it wasn't like the same feeling of the Super Bowl. It was definitely the same as the NFC Championship game.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
We're in the big show.
Yep.
Now it's time to fucking put
Exactly.
it on. Let's
Right.
go.
We did it. That's one bridge we've crossed. We've crossed the bridge. We're now in the game. Let's go. That's the focus.
Everything.
The boys took today off, right? Are they off tomorrow?
That was what we've been told.
Okay, so
But-
they're maybe unofficially off.
Yeah, like Schmetz said last night that they were going to have Monday and Tuesday off.
Okay.
But I have a feeling that there will be voluntary sessions.
Yeah.
On Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday. I
On
would agree.
Tuesday, those are the
That
type of
everybody
voluntary
will be
session
there.
that everybody shows up
Sort
for,
of like
kind of thing.
the
Right, yeah,
NFL. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's a voluntary session. And
Yeah.
then, like,
OTAs.
51 players show
Yeah,
up, and those
yeah.
other 2 people don't start. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, but they're not. This team,
No.
they're focused.
no,
I have no doubt. I was like, when I watched I'm getting goosebumps. I watched those videos of the celebration and the joy in their idea, and I was like, this isn't even the cup. This is
Yeah.
the Western Conference
Yeah.
Championship trophy, which is great. There's another notch. We got that one. But there's that tremendous excitement of, this is just a little one. This is the step.
No.
And they
No,
know
they're-
that. They feel that.
Yeah, dude, they're so focused. Like they're so
Yep.
on board ever since Schmetzer got on, and no doubt they're gonna be.
yeah, I mean, it's
they're gonna be ready.
what, 4 months almost to the day since Ziggy,
Oh my God, you're right.
right, to yesterday.
Yeah.
So it was the 26th. So
Yeah.
close
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think I almost saw some of what happened yesterday. It's not that they wouldn't have been excited any other time winning the Western Conference, but you had like 2, if not 3 seasons within the season to date so far.
Oh, God.
That
Yes,
it was
that.
almost like holy shit, we got here. Let's have a party.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
for this moment
Yeah.
right now.
I mean,
So-
it was recognized as a historic moment in the club's,
Yeah.
franchise
Yeah.
history, and and it was addressed appropriately. But you definitely get a sense from everybody that we are not finished yet.
Yeah. And I love it. That's what this whole year, this whole everything.
Yeah.
It's 2016 has been a weird year in a lot of ways for a lot of people.
Oh.
Whether you look at,
Worst.
I'm sorry, you
I said weird.
meant
Yeah.
shitty.
Shitty is fine too,
Yeah.
but a weird year.
Yeah.
Interesting year.
But honestly, this has
But
been
this-
salvation, dude.
yeah.
Like, I didn't realize how down I was about what's going on with politics and all that crap.
Yeah.
But this last 4 or 5 days have been literally like a man.
Yeah. Well,
Damn.
and it's important. You
It
spend time
is.
with your family.
Oh,
I've spent time with
totally.
mine. You do the things you need to do for yourself to get yourself right, and then this is help. This is helps.
Oh, yeah.
When you have a
Yeah.
community like we have, where you have people from all walks of life, you have people who have all different visions and all different views. Said it 25 times tonight because it's important. It's a family. We are,
Yeah.
even if we're a dysfunctional family, sometimes we are a family. So
You'll see. That's a good segue into when I do have my supporter story posted, and I talk a lot about that, about the family that we have here.
it's important. I mean,
Yeah, it is, man.
No matter how you look at it, we're a family. So, and we love each other. We hate each other. We have
Yeah.
good days. We have bad days. We have people that we don't like the opinions of, unless you want it. But
Thank you.
so it's good. It's a good thing. So now
Yeah.
let's go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to get back to what you were talking about a few minutes ago. I think the thing that was
Thank you.
was really interesting to see is just, it's not that like who was dancing how or whatever. Like there were just some really specific things that it felt like occurred when the players came over.
Yeah.
The first time, let alone the second time, which is a whole nother
Yeah.
discussion. It was like the weight lifted.
Uh-huh.
But on the other hand, just kind of like holy shit,
Yeah.
we just did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it
Totally.
was just interesting. Like you're close enough that you can see
They all came over to
someone's
you.
expression.
Right.
They came right over.
Yeah.
And
I-
it was great. And
I
we were
cried
watching them
at home.
set up the stage
4 hours
on
later.
the field and the confetti
Yeah.
and all that other stuff, and then they went back and then they came back.
Yeah.
But like the like let's all jump up and down. It was like a bigger version with them unfortunately not being able to get into the section of Ladero and Morris and who else was over there? Herc.
Yeah, at
Like,
the-
on the platform
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
stadium. It was like
Yeah.
that to scale.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was just really, really cool to see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then what was neat is like you could never really bottle that. Was they went and had a trophy presentation.
Yep.
We all just continued to have a party.
Right.
Then we were like, "Hey, come over here."
Yeah.
And they did.
And they brought the trophy and put it
with
in the
trophy.
corner.
And I have to say, the thing that I mean, there were a couple things, but like Fry chucks his gloves up to someone, and then
Yeah, I saw
they're
that.
all
Ramon
wearing
chucked
their
the
shirts.
hat.
They're taking their shirts.
Torres
and their
threw
hats
out
and
the
stuff
hat.
off.
Yeah.
So that people are going nuts. Fry is literally like bouncing around, like when you see like Richard Sherman make
Yeah.
like a sick interception,
Yeah.
and he's just jumping up
Yeah.
and down.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Oh my God.
And like, not that guy's reserved. I mean, he'll tell it to
No.
you straight.
Right.
But it was like the fun version of that, like intensity.
Oh.
And it was just really, really neat to see like top to bottom. The look on Schmetzer's face. I don't remember if it was the Times photo or somebody had a photo, and he's just got this
The smug, it's kind of smuggy.
borderline shit-eating
Oh yeah,
grin.
it absolutely was.
You know, like
it was.
LOL.
Uh-huh.
And
We just did that.
yeah, and it wasn't like not in an ego way, just in a like, yeah, and more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that was really, really cool to see.
Yeah.
Like it's not cocky, it's like confident.
Yeah, sure.
But like legit.
There is some swagger.
Right. So they were
Yeah,
playing
some
swag.
swag.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, that's kind of the end takeaway I would say.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see, and I don't think we take for granted the access we have to players.
Correct.
Dude.
And
Seriously.
I think that helps those kind of situations happen.
In those
Yeah.
moments. Yes.
And then you had
yes.
another one at
Yeah.
an airport, however many
Oh,
hours
my
later
God,
that
dude.
was.
Yeah, that was pretty
You know,
cool. The
yeah.
team to like, Taylor
Yeah, I
organizing
mean, Heather
that.
and Taylor were texting about it.
Yeah.
And we're like, are you guys going to share this? And they're like, yeah, we'll share it. And we're like, okay.
Yeah, and then
that was the
200
joke.
people, right? 250
Yeah.
people came
About
down.
150, 200.
200. Yeah.
200,
The
okay.
best part was the airport's like, you guys need to go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
And they're like, now you guys have to move back.
The team
Confirm.
gave us this information.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
You know.
Hello.
Yeah.
They
And
aren't
that's
really
just-
used to that because, like, when the Seahawks fly in and out of there, it's about staying private
Yeah.
and impersonal.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to avoid.
Right.
Right.
And for the Sounders, they were just trying to avoid like airport hangover
Yeah.
because they clearly love being in amongst the people still.
Yes.
It's one of the great advantages that MLS has.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is still a vast majority of the players make salaries that the people you or your friends make similar money,
Yeah.
and so you're out amongst them, and they live in your neighborhood, and that's not the same like
Right. In any
NFL
other
and
sport.
MLB.
I was having
isn't
that
there.
same
It's
discussion
just
with my
not.
dad today. He stopped by my office for lunch today, randomly, and then I went and ran an errand with him, and then on the way back, I told him, after I took you home, I know it was late, you couldn't make it, but I went to the airport and this happened. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, I was tired, like everybody else, but I was like, if I don't go, I'm gonna regret it, and it's like being able to do so I shared the video of Torres singing Para Ganar a los Sounders, and those kind of moments, man, because I know a lot of the background story on the guy that started the song and trying to get it sang, and seeing him just totally go into it, play guitar into it. 10 years from now, maybe less, we might not have this kind of connection with players.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
No.
It might
Enjoy
be
it
like,
now.
no, seriously.
Do it now.
Like now. Like,
Yeah.
go to the signings at
Yep.
stores, go to the viewings, do it, because we're not going to have this type of connection with the players.
Well, knock
And
on
I'm-
wood.
Yeah.
knock on wood, hopefully not. But,
Let's-
I mean,
But we're here now.
Yes.
We're in #this minute moment.
yeah.
We are in hashtag
I
this
screwed
minute
it up.
as
We
well.
are. Yeah, we are.
Are
Real
minutes
quick,
longer
I
than
wanna-
moments?
Before we wrap up, I want to do one side note here because Mark and I talked about it off the air a little while ago too, and it's something I was thinking about. if I'm and talking to unbiased now, if I'm MLS headquarters, where do I want my marquee matchup to be? Do I want it to be in Toronto or do I want it to be in Seattle? So Toronto is Seattle, maybe bigger, quote unquote, matchup, but then Montreal, Seattle is in Seattle, and it shows.
It's a lot
60,000
easier
people.
to sell America, Josie Altidore, Michael Bradley, Sebastian Giovinco.
So you think-
and it's not as if it's a small stadium. It's 30,000 people, and it's not small.
Well, it's smaller
not-
than the Sounders. I mean, it's smaller than we. How many people would we get here? Do you think? Do you think we'd get 60? 65?
I'm just
55?
going to say, based on what I was told this weekend,
Sold out.
It will be priced in a way that
To sell
people
out.
will buy tickets.
Which
Let's just
means
say
that
the pricing,
people in my own
but
seats are paying
the
less than I
pricing
already
that
did.
The Sounders
right.
have
They know
already
that's
told us
nothing.
ours is going to be.
Yeah.
Is less than half of what Toronto has told us our cheapest tickets will be.
Wow.
Right, but that's still in what the plan already said, though, because that's already set.
Well,
Maybe not for you guys, but like my seats, I don't even know what mine cost.
I already know what I
50
paid
bucks.
for my seats. They're already on my bill.
From
Yeah.
a TV perspective,
They're $54.
Think about it like Super Bowl. You don't really care what it is.
Yeah.
You just want the good matchup.
Yeah.
So like if you're TV, you probably want
Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have
names.
You know,
Three
you have
big
expansion teams.
It's not
We've
like we're
got
talking-
decent history now.
Yeah.
Like
If it was Toronto at Denver, that's a bad situation.
Yeah.
It's a tiny stadium.
Yeah.
It's not a place that has a history of strong support.
Yeah.
Toronto has a history of strong
Right.
support.
Yes.
The Red Patch Boys and U Sector and the North End, whatever I forget they're called. And I've forgotten the one that do the Jamaican drum line as well. Like they've
there's
got
the Inebriati.
Dude, we could go on for
they do a
hours.
great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
They have a wonderful atmosphere, and they're going to have 28,000 people who love Canada and hate the United
Yeah.
States. So
And then
But
2000
confidently, here's the thing.
it's not a
to say
bad
that this
matchup.
isn't for a lot of teams in MLS. Of the three remaining teams, they all have really vehement supporters.
Yep.
Which is an interesting thing.
Right, 'cause
I have to say,
Montreal
though,
will probably
MLS
travel good, though.
Being able to have 60 to 67,000 people in a final on television,
Yeah, on Fox proper.
And you can
Fox
find
on
a,
the air.
that sells them for the long
if
term.
you can't sell Nacho Piatti and Didier Drogba and Laurent Simon,
Right.
Yeah.
Nacho
You can't
is the
sell.
beast.
Right,
Yeah.
walk away.
Yeah.
and Patrice Bernier,
Yeah.
honestly, is
Yeah.
one of Canada's best center mids.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so I asked where you think it's going to be, or where MLS would want it. You said Toronto.
I think Toronto.
You
yeah.
said Toronto.
I'm torn.
Okay.
I think from a how they can sell it or who put it this way: if we were picking Toronto and Seattle, and it was either in Toronto or in Seattle,
Yeah.
I might have a different opinion.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I
100%.
think
but that's where
The way it can work out,
Yeah.
I think they would prefer the Toronto matchup.
right. They want the matchup of Toronto,
Yes.
but they would rather have the match here in Central.
I think so.
That's how
Oh yeah,
I
the
feel.
players on the field, they definitely want to be able to sell Josie and
Yeah.
Bradley and
Yeah.
Kivenko.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
rather
MLS would
play-
rather have
Oh,
the
MLS.
matchup.
I thought you said our players.
you.
No. MLS wants to market
yes.
the players.
No, yeah, no question.
Personally, we all want to be home.
Yeah.
We want to play Montreal.
I want to save $1,000.
I'm not saying that we're gonna.
Also,
You know?
I'm not saying that
Yeah,
we're gonna
I'm
beat
just saying.
them or whatever easier matchup or whatever, but we want to be home. We
Yeah.
want to be in our house, play in
History
our house
in Seattle.
in Seattle. Yes, that's our goal.
absolutely.
All right, so let's wrap up
No
here.
question.
Last comments, last thoughts. You want to leave on a high note? Any other of your hype moments? Any of your other thoughts before we leave?
So many thoughts.
I am gonna throw out a little love to our boy Ray from Barra. He's been our match day event coordinator for our pre-funks away and
and done
home.
very well this year.
And Ray
Ray
has
Hensley?
Ray Hensley, man. He has
Is he? Did you say outgoing? Is he leaving?
no, he's not leaving. He's
Oh,
been
okay, I'm
another
sorry.
way. and-
Okay.
Just giving them props.
Dude,
Yeah,
just
okay,
giving him
yeah.
props, dude.
Yeah.
He brought in Christmas lights in green and blue to put up on the railing.
Oh, nice.
Flag. I mean, their drums. He sends me the PDFs of our song cards. The
Yeah.
dude has been a beast. But everybody, showing support to that song,
Yep.
Para Ganar los Sounders.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was beautiful, dude. It was
And
beautiful.
the best part is, I think now it becomes a regular staple in ECS.
Barra group at the landing last night sang that
Yeah,
that
dude.
song, and Hado and Torres and Alonso, like the whole Spanish-speaking community, like
Latin
players,
group,
they'd all spread out, and then they're all like, oh, and so they all went over there,
dude.
and that's what got Torres dancing, and
dude.
that was a great little thing. I looked
It
up from
was,
an
dude.
interview, and his hair is like
Yes.
bouncing
Yes.
above this crowd of
Yes,
people, and I'm
man.
like, oh my goodness, over there in the corner that I can barely see is Ramon Torres dancing and bunny hopping out amongst the fans.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
More Spanish.
There's so
Please.
many things. I gotta say, the more I see Roman Torres, the happier I am that he
Yeah.
is on this team.
Uh-huh.
I think you saw the other week when Alonso was out, Torres is captain.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like, that tells you a lot about somebody and how they're perceived by their teammates. I just think, like, we were just, I don't say hoping to just end the season and be done 4 months ago, 5 months
Yeah.
ago. And, like, it's another planet right now. And I think
Yeah.
it's great. It's easy to pick, Morris or Ladero, but I just think having that consistent defense and having, like, an attitude on and off the field like Roman Torres is, like, a really, really cool thing to have.
Yeah, absolutely. 1,000% agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole team changed. We talked about that. The whole atmosphere of the team changed. Same players, a lot of the same players.
Yeah.
But a couple key pieces came in, and it's like a Rubik's Cube. If you do this way versus this way,
Now you
and
see
then
it.
boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It worked.
and
Great.
you know what? In a certain way, we all have too.
Absolutely.
All of us, the whole
Yes.
community,
Yeah.
us here. I mean,
Yep.
everybody. It's like, it's been,
It's been a weird, like I said, it's been a weird
Yeah.
kind of off,
But
but
it-
it's all
you-
just a dial or two away, and then all of a sudden, there it is. We're all
Yes.
together, and we are soundering together. Matt
Yep.
Oak started that piece.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Brian, Coach, if you're watching, go to sleep and get rest. You need
Yeah.
rest.
phone
thank
has
you.
not exploded.
Thank you, Coach. You're amazing. The Sounders, thank you
Yeah.
for what you do for the community. Thank
yes.
you, people that watched tonight. Came out again tonight.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
community. I mean, it's just fun to see what we can do together. And this is one small piece of the world. And if we do this in Spanish the rest of our lives, things can be better. So to me, it's just, that's great. I love you guys. Thank you very much.
So next
You
Monday,
too, man.
Next Monday night. Yeah. You
Oh,
helped us
yeah.
secure a nice guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seattle Times Matt Pence will
Yes.
be here.
Let's go.
So we'll be talking some soccer.
Yes.
Shockingly, some soccer. The one thing I do want to talk about next week, Q13 was out and around today, I guess, talking to Biz in Pioneer Square, and they had gone into Temple, and they were asking, it seems like they're doing a story, I don't know if it's online yet, about, like, economic impact of an MLS Cup final, and they were focused on Pioneer Square, and Rolando, the owner at Temple, had been talking about Seattle proper.
Yeah.
And actually, there's going to be a far bigger impact than that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's maybe something next week to
That'd be
think
fun,
about.
yeah.
Now that we'll know who the opponent
Yeah,
is,
right.
let's talk about, like, what this is going to look like. Because
Yeah.
obviously we've had an MLS Cup final in Seattle before, not with the Sounders.
Yep.
So
Which-
it'll be
and
very,
that was
very
fun.
different.
Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
This will be a different thing.
Oh, yeah.
The league came in because the league came in. This
Yeah.
is the league coming in, and we're all here.
And the entire media network
Right.
of everybody's going to be here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
all soccer world, dude.
Oh,
all
my
soccer
God.
world.
I needed it to happen because Mike Facito would come back.
Yeah.
And our special show Saturday morning we'll do one if we have one
Let's
here.
go.
If not, we'll probably do one I guess there remotely, on phones or whatever. But if we can do one here, we might have to
Be ready,
tap into
folks.
some
Yeah, let's
network.
talk about that.
to
Be
some of our
ready.
friends.
Ross was on. What is the show? One of the UK.
KIS, isn't it?
No. Was on one of the UK broadcasters.
Uh-huh.
That I can completely not remember.
Sorry.
who it is.
Sky something or
TalkSport?
BBC something.
No, TalkSport.
Okay, TalkSport.
TalkSport or TalkSport 2 was on last night, and he did like 20 minutes talking about soccer in general, and a fair chunk of time talking about MLS and JK and whatnot,
Yes.
and spent a lot of time talking about how
Nice.
amazing soccer in Seattle was, which
Yeah.
was really cool to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah.
On
No.
an international.
Yeah, totally. Like
Spectrum.
There's Panamanian sports publications that picked up that Torres video and are like they're hyped
Yeah.
about it. I mean, it's the whole world's gonna be watching. The whole world, soccer world.
If we end up in Toronto,
Yeah.
I will haul the equipment.
You'll
And
what?
I'll haul the equipment and we'll do a show from Toronto.
Oh shit! Okay, I was thinking just
snap.
phones. But okay, then you can hold the
Done.
equipment.
Wow.
Done. All right. So regardless, because we're all going, at least the four of us are going.
Yes.
Regardless,
We'll figure out,
Five,
Dave.
yeah, we'll figure it out. But the key here, I want to say one last thing: hype your way. Do what you do.
Yes.
Be yourself. Do yourself. Sound her together, and do what you did, and keep it going.
Cherish it, man. Cherish
And
it.
thank you guys,
Yeah.
so much. We're gonna turn it over to karaoke now
Yeah.
at the Berliner Pub. They're gonna have fun. Some karaoke. Got a birthday
down
party, so
here.
we got some
Shout out
karaoke
to the
going.
Berliner.
Thank you, Berliner. Yeah, Tom is singing, as I just heard.
No question.
Yeah.
Usually happens.
Yeah, I know.
I need to go to bed at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but thank you guys again.
Yeah, thank y'all, man. Love you guys.
This is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
It
Next
was
Monday, Matt Pence here live at the Berlin
Let's
Pub.
go.
And then
7:30.
maybe something else after that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then by
We'll
then
talk
we'll
about it.
know what's going
Yeah.
on. Because Wednesday night, I got a feeling we'll be texting a little bit to figure out like
At, like,
what's
4
going
a.m.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God,
guys!
I have a feeling
Let's go.
that Monday night's going to be a good night. I'm not going to
This is the
sing it
time
because
to
that'd be
probably
horrible.
end the show.
Okay. Don't forget
everybody.
Renton. We're ahead of the curve.
Love you guys.
The 80s are back.
Damn.
Boom.
Thank you. I was trying to like.